welcome everyone to into the Ashwell episode 6. We've got a little bit of a different intro today, so here we go, I guess. 1 month has passed since the red sun rose over our little barony of Hearthfall. Like the curtain of a great stage show, 6 times have we followed foolhardy delvers into the depths of the Ashwell Keep. 6 times have they emerged successful in their goals. They've aided the mysterious and devilish Shrine Maiden in obtaining the blood of an ancient magic user known to them only as Ryftlord, escaping the clutches of enormous spiders to return home. They've plundered an antiquated library for historical texts and at the beck and call of the veiled masters of the Order of Aladdin, felling flesh-hungry Grick in the process. One of their number discovered vials of blood secreted away in the process. What mysteries might these hold? At the request and promised coin of the Church of Hestia, they forged into the keep to quell the restless dead, leaving successful, if a bit scarred of mind and body. In search of vital alchemical ingredients, they forged into the keep, gathering a number of valuable materials at the cost of one of their number, and a degree of agony at the hands of the traps and dangers. They also found a relic of the 100 Generations War, a mount-rending hammer, used by the giants that they emerged with and returned to the Morningstar Guild for safekeeping. At the behest of the Church of Hestia yet again, the team delved deep and found themselves mired in gore-riddled halls infested by ghouls. A chance encounter led to their meeting with the one only living prisoner, a being known they came to know as Them That Bleeds, a fae, who they then freed. After this, they faced off with the murderous Minotaur chef Gordon, put an end to his restaurant dream. What ripples have these actions caused? What will come of the blood and relics recovered? Only time will tell, and Ashwell Keep, as history has proven, will remain. Where the keep looms, delvers will dare, so let us continue our little show. The red curtain of the sun rises yet again, and we, the actors, must answer. And on the note of actors, why don't we jump straight to Lilith?
Alright. Lilith Swansong is a human bard. And what else did you out of practice. What else did you want?
Bio likes, dislikes madness.
Gotcha. So, who am I? I like to think that I'm as mysterious as the Ashwell itself. Though not quite. But you'll never know the difference, since you'll never actually see my face. So I'm a mask wearer. Got a mask for every personality I've got. You won't know which personality it is, but you'll have to guess, because it's going to keep you guessing. I like the tools of the trade. As a bard, I enjoy song and dance, rhymes and poetry. I appreciate those who appreciate the same things. However, I do not suffer fools. Fools are those who not only don't appreciate what I do, but those who don't appreciate beauty that's in the broad world. Yes, I do most of my work for the Order of Aladdin, but sometimes I'm doing things for other reasons. Will you guess which reasons those are? I'd like to see you try.
Okay, and there we'll move to Gruthrit.
Gruthrit Arcaneborn, Hobgoblin, cleric and devoted servant of the gilded Lord Mamon. I have felt the pull of something greater since I was young. Its whisper led me along the routes of trade, from caravan to caravan until my journey placed me among a murder of Kenku. It was there that I found the voice that had been calling me, their patron, the gilded Lord Mamon. He called me to serve him in his most important task, that of finding the secrets of magics lost long ago. I have answered his call, and I swear on my life that these secrets will be found, regardless of what gets in my way. As my lord's favored people, the Kinku are my kin, and I gather their favored treasures to trade with them. The relics of the divine mean little to me unless they serve the arcane as well. And my mission is far too important to tolerate those who do not intend to serve a common goal. You either stand with me, against me, or get trampled. Choose wisely.
Okay. That leads us to Welburd.
Well, for everyone here in the audience, I'm just gonna preface to say I'm not feeling the best today, but we'll do our best. Maybe Wilbur's got a hangover or something today. Who knows? Let me warm up. Locky. Alright. I don't think that was quite it, but oh well. My name's Welburd, Shortnose. I'm a goblin ranger. And many years ago, I grew up in the mean streets of Garbovar, lying, cheating, stealing, sneaking, lurking, fucking, stuff like that. This is the day I was born. Maybe not the fucking parts since those days were born. That's a bit weird, And, after I, finally got enough coin together, get out of town and made a life of myself, I worked for a mercenary company for a little while. I really, learned to use a lot of the talents I learned in the city. Worked on them. Honed them. Yeah. I didn't get to do much fucking in the mercenary company, though, It's still great at that, ladies. But, now these days, work as a scout, tracker, assassin, highest bidder. All good. But, recently, I had heard that there was a lot of coin going through Hearthmore. And, I thought I'd get myself a piece of it. They say Ashwell is haunted, but, it's just kind of it's a fucky place. And nothing haunted about that place. I trust it. As far as I can throw beans. That's not very far. Well, that's me, pretty much. I like everything that has to do with gold. Gold! Fancy myself a connoisseur, anything that's, fine a taste. But I hate the wilderness. Cold nights, empty beds. Ladies out there, maybe you'd fill them for me, eh? And, just in general, common food. Stuff nasty. So yeah, that's pretty much me.
Alright, and that leaves us with our last and newest member, Olbrek.
Evening, folks. I'm Olbrek Ironback. Not sure what I can say about myself. Not much for talking, really. Grew up during the wars, joined the wars when I came of age, and figured I'd just keep going even though the wars have ended. I'm a mercenary now. Like the simple life, living on the road with just my spear and my shield to keep me company. Sometimes hard to go back to civilian life after you've been in the battle line for a while. Sometimes not as trustworthy as proper army when you're a mercenary, but you take what you can get during peacetime. I can't say much about the arcane or about mysteries or any of that nonsense. I'm a straightforward guy, like straight shooting, call a spade, that kind of thing. Don't like lying, cheating. People should face their problems face to face, man to man, spear to spear. That's the way I was raised. That's the way I'm going to be.
Great shooter. Alright, and that is our wonderful cast for today's session. So with that, for the 3 returning characters, we get to deal with your living expenses.
Let me just get my calculator out. I'm going rich lodgings.
Going straight to rich lodgings. Alright, 35 gold. You get 1 point of adventuring gear for that immediately.
Yep. That's the plan.
So you can write down the notes. You have advantage on all saves against poison and disease effects, and you have advantage on your first saving throw and ability check of the session. Alright, so what about Lilith and Gruthrit?
Lilith goes with healthy lodgings.
Alright, so 5 gold, and you get advantage on your first con save or any ability check.
I will also go with healthy lodgings.
Alright, so you both get the same thing out of that. Just kind of make a note of that off to the side somewhere. And for Olbrek, he automatically gets common lodgings for his first session, which have 0 effect, but they don't cost you anything either. This time. So from there, jump right into it. So for today, our adventures begin at, as they often do, at the Leaky Bitch, the town's most disreputable local tavern, but also the most common place to find mercenaries. It's not a busy night. The Ashwell's actually been a bit quiet the last few weeks. There haven't been monsters creeping out endlessly and groups constantly wanting to send other people in, so it's been a little bit quiet and money's running a little thin, maybe, for some mercenary types. You're all sitting around this place enjoying a drink or playing a game, just wheedling away the evening in mundanity.
Ah, fuck you, royal flush! Now pay up!
It would seem that Welburd's making a bit of a commotion at one of the gambling tables.
I keep telling Welburd he might make a better living for himself as an entertainer.
An entertainer to who?
I find him quite amusing.
The big burly orc across the table from Welburd looks over at the cards that he just laid out and goes, "Wait, how you got that card when I do too?"
Cause you're cheating! Isn't that obvious? You there! Guys, look at this guy! He's got the same card I do! Does that say something?
The other guys all kind of look at him funny. And immediately that breaks into a fight as they all start throwing punches and Welburd ducks under the table and flees.
I take the pot as I duck under.
Of course.
See what I mean about amusing? I find it hilarious.
Olbrek's up at the bar there, shaking his head at this display of debauchery and criminality, petty criminality.
Of course. And the man that started the fight is a well-known bar, like a drunk and a bar brawler named Parviz.
An easy mark, in other words.
Gruthrit also lets out a long sigh and just face palms, instead returning to his drink.
Welburd will be escaping over towards the bar and stuffing everything, all the pot away.
Yep. And while you guys are all kind of at the bar, you can hear the bar keep kind of talking to one of the other patrons about, like, recent affairs and how it's been really quiet and it's nice, and he's not quite as afraid to let his daughter out after dark and stuff like that as now. Just kind of chatting, the normal kind of stuff.
Wouldn't be so sure about that if I were you. My experience, when things get too quiet, that's when they're about to get most dangerous.
On that note, the door swings open and the room kind of quiets down immediately after this occurs. Of course, this draws everyone's attention, so you all turn towards the door and you see two of the Baron's local men-at-arms standing there in full gear. And you would know them both to be The human, there's a pair of them. The taller of the two, being a human, is Cornel Dalka. He's from a local family that's decently well known. Served in some of the fighting with the human army, but kind of retired up to here and became a man-at-arms. A yeoman, as it were. The shorter of the two, on the other hand, is a halfling named Nodden Stoutflame. And you would know him because he's kind of a local folk hero. He's put down a couple of monsters that creeped up out of the sewer systems in Hearthmore one time, and ended up getting himself a job with the Baron after that. These are the Baron's yeomen, so this is official business. These guys don't generally come to this bar. It's a little too seedy for their liking. They kind of stand at the door for a minute and look around, and then part ways. And from between them, another small, statured figure comes wandering, another halfling. But this one, despite being a halfling, and generally most of the other races kind of look down on halflings as being weak and small of stature and kind of not as physically impressive, this halfling's pretty ripped. Like, he's got muscles on his muscles. Even though he's wearing this, like, very fine-looking shirt over top of it, you can still see that he's been through some stuff. And he's got scar tissue all over one of his arms, and his left eye is covered by an eye patch underneath his wide-brimmed hat. And you would all recognize this man as the local Reeve, Benjamin Strongheart. And Benjamin is a very well-known mercenary from the region who used to delve the Ashwell himself. And he did so for several years before he retired and ended up being assigned the Reeve by the locals. He's well known, and he's also known well to not be somebody you want to screw with. So there's
Olbrek
that instant
kinda
quiet
raises-
when he comes in the room.
Olbrek kind of raises his tankard at them and gives them a respectful nod, his fellow veterans.
Benjamin kind of tips his hat and wakes his way into the room towards you at the bar.
Welburd will also wave at him while stuffing stuff on the other side of him into his pack.
Mm-hmm.
Unusual to see you here, Benjamin.
Unusual to be here.
Hey, Benjo, how you doing?
Evening, gents.
I ain't done nothing wrong.
I'm sure you have, but that's not why I'm here.
What
I'm sure
brings
you've
you
all-
to it?
I'll get right to that. I'm sure you've all noticed that it's been a bit quiet.
Too quiet.
Painfully
That's my thoughts
so.
exactly. I've been into that well, that keep. I know how it works. Something's going on. So I'm looking for some men in need of coin to. And given the dry spell that's happened recently, I'm sure you're all looking for jobs.
Ain't never been one to turn down paying work, if it's honest.
It's definitely honest work. I just want you to go in and see what's up. If you find something, report back to me. I'm sure there's something brewing in that place, and it's probably not good if it's stopped sending monsters out for a while. Peace is just a slow build-up to something worse.
What if they just having a holiday in there? Like Oblica?
Any holiday that's celebrated by the denizens of the Ashwell Keep is not a holiday I want to happen.
True, true.
Very well.
Can't promise it's safe work, but I can promise you it pays.
Ashwell is never safe work.
Gold! I love gold!
I've had
Hey.
worse jobs than basic recon.
Pay will be 50 coin, 10 up front.
Make it 60.
Indeed.
Might be something really bad in there.
If you bring me evidence that something very worse is coming, I may increase the incentive.
Very well. I accept.
Okay. And he hands
Sure.
over a bag just 4 small bags to the group that each contain 10 gold coins. Try to come back alive. He kind of makes his way back out, and the yeomen cover his back and then slide their way back out. They're very wary of the mercenaries, you can tell, but they make their way back out as well. Albeit the Baron's estate is the last thing he says as he leaves.
Coming back alive is hardly the issue. It's coming back the same, that is.
Welburd will breathe a sigh of relief when he leaves.
Okay, so yes, you all get 10 gold.
And he'll turn to the bar and look at Olbrek.
Well, look who it is, Olbo. How you doing?
Was better before I saw your ass.
You eyes are a joker. Well, how long has it been?
Probably too long or not long enough, depending on how you reckon it.
Oh, I know, you must have missed me.
Gruthrit will raise an eyebrow. You two know each other.
Oh yeah, we go way back.
Yeah, once you've been in the wars, you start to learn the names, know everybody in the circle. It's a small world.
Has he stolen anything of yours?
Not if he knows what's good for him.
Well, we'll like put his finger in his ear and scrub around.
What'd you say? Couldn't hear that.
Yes, they definitely know each other. They've both been mercenaries in the same party previously, so they have a professional understanding, despite their grievances with each other's morality. Despite everything, what they think of each other personally, they can both respect each other's talent.
Oh, nothing, Welburd. You know how much I love you.
Aww. I'd give you a romp for as thanks if I knew what you look under there. I appreciate it.
Then with that, you can now set off to start your preparations for the dungeon. How this phase works for you, Basti, since it's your first time, is there's 2 rows of different vendors now in this place. You can stop at any 2 in the top row, or 1 from each of the rows, and perform an action at each of them. And there are some things that you can do that don't take any action, like donating money. You can attempt to rob any place. And if you buy and sell at one place, that's only 1 action to do both. The stuff that's listed under them is only examples. If you come up with something that you think would be interesting to do at a specific location, you can do so. The only locations that are a little bit special are like the guild hall. You can't go there unless you're a member of the Morningstar Guild, which none of the current player characters are, except for Welburd, who actually can now go there.
Yeah.
That's only because somebody put in a good word for him.
Okay, well, Olbrek doesn't really have any money. He has like 25 gold, so I guess he's gonna go down to the rundown shrine and make a little offering, you know, with some little trinket or whatever the whatever kind of ritual offering. His
if you want to make an offering at the shrine, it's liquor.
Okay, yeah, then I guess he'll buy a bottle of something dark and heavy from the bar and offer it to the spirits of whatever little hobgoblin religion he's got.
If you go to the tavern, you can get common wine currently, or you can go to the Temple of Hestia and buy fine wine.
There's a vendors list on that'll show you what's for sale.
Yep, there's a handout that you can actually open up, and it's the full vendor list of everybody. I always make Welburd go last during this phase because he's got a lot of math to do.
Yeah, like, I also personally have something that I need to take care of from last session. That might
That's
take a bit.
What's that?
It's the poker.
Oh, the hot poker?
Yeah.
You can take it to get identified. That doesn't take that long.
Yeah, I was going to take it to the Ordo Magistrix.
Yes.
And considering what that might be, that might take a bit.
Yeah, item identification takes 10 gold.
Okay.
Yeah, all Olbrek's gonna do is he's gonna buy a bottle of common wine from the tavern. He's gonna go down to the shrine and make an offering.
Alright, so common wine cost you, what? 1 gold. You go to the front and down shrine and make an offering. Now, for reference, the rundown shrine in this town is out in the middle of the woods, as like you saw on the map. I'm sure here. Once I go back to it. That's why it's in the secondary section. The rundown shrine's all the way out here.
Yeah, I see it.
So you're making a little bit of a trip to get out there, and that's fine. That's why it's in that section. And the only reason I'd say that is it's not actually a shrine set up specifically by the city. It's actually an old shrine that nobody really uses anymore. And it's been taken up residence by a mysterious, devilish woman.
Who pays well?
Yeah, well, Olbrek's, he's not a religious guy, but he's gonna be respectful to the gods and the spirits. He didn't want to push any buttons up there when he's about to go into battle.
Yep. Yeah, the hobgoblins are not religious, they're spiritual, so that makes a lot of sense.
Most are.
Yeah, well, yeah, most. Traditionally, by their culture. So yeah, you go and make some offering at the shrine to kind of be respectful and meet this odd, voluptuous, demonic-looking woman in robes that just lounges about the place and drinks all day, it seems.
Evening.
Ara, indeed.
All right,
Okay,
yeah, that's all Olbrek's doing. So anybody else who wants to go can go.
Yep, and Gruthrit is getting his item identified.
Yep.
What about Lilith?
Alright.
What does she need to do?
Lilith is going to start off by doing a quick number for the folks who are recovering from their brawl.
Alright. You're gonna do some performing at the tavern?
Yes.
Alright, so give me a perform check. Damn. Not bad. That's a pretty decent haul. You get 2 gold and 3 silver. Well, after conversion. It's 23 silver, but I converted it up to gold for you.
Okie dokie. And then the other thing she's going to do is wander by the wishing well and toss 2 of those gold right back in there.
Alright. The tavern has made
Would I be able to see what stuff the Morningstar Guild has on sale?
You can, yes. If you go there.
Yeah. There's so much money I have to spend. Wasting on
I
a
need to
trip
actually
like that.
move the, one second, I'm going to move the guild out into the main section, since there are quite a few characters that can go there now. Okay, it should now be changed on the vendor thing if you reopen it. So Rift, the item that you got identified.
Mm-hmm.
The Ordo people tell you that it is a very old ancient artifact that was believed to have been used by members of the Church of well, ones like it have been used by the Church of Hestia, but this one specifically seems to have been a part of the Church of the Phoenix. It is a rod of branding.
Ha.
It can be used in combat just like a mace, except for it deals an additional 1d4 fire damage on contact and brands the person with the symbol if you hit them with it. And it constantly stays hot.
Now, would you say that such a thing would be of value to them for the right price?
It is valuable, yes. But also, given your goals, having a relic of the Deceiver could be very useful.
This is also true.
It has that dual value. It's valuable in general, yes. It's a magical weapon that deals additional damage. It's quite valuable. But it's also a relic of one of the old gods.
Right.
Which means anyone that has it could draw the attention of the Morningstar Guild.
Mm-hmm.
So the Order of Magistrates isn't willing to directly buy it from you, but they sort of hint that if you wanted to get rid of it, there's a group near town that could probably smuggle it out for the right price.
Right. A price from me or a price from them?
From that, like, they'll give you the money for it, but they have to smuggle it out.
Right. Who might this did they give me any hints as to who this might be?
I think you already know.
That's right. My old friends. Excellent.
Yes. It's a very possibly useful item as well. It's up to you whether you want to keep it or sell it.
It could indeed be useful to me. However, there is something else that is far more valuable to me that this may be simply a stepping stone towards getting.
Okay, well, you still have one more action.
All right. So let me just pull up the vendors again. Awesome. I could do two things at this place. All right. I will head down to the murder caravan.
Okay.
Yes, I need to replenish a point of adventuring gear, but I will also talk to them about this artifact and seeing about it getting smuggled out of town for some coin.
Okay. You can buy your adventuring gear right away. 1 point of adventuring gear is 25 gold.
Mm-hmm.
And they say that they can connect you to the right people to get the smuggling done, but it will take a few days.
Alright.
And they want you to hold on to the artifact for the time being because they don't want that in their possession.
Right.
Because of course such things must go through the unseen hand.
Yes.
Alright, so you've got your setup for that, and you've got... Is there anything else you wanted to vendor while you were there, or was that it?
Think. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's it.
The guano bombs? Okay.
Nope.
Alright, that leaves us with Welburd.
Fuck. Eh,
Time to spend, Mr. Big Spender.
yeah. Since there
However, you
are...
can also put in special orders.
Yeah, I know. That's the plan, but... something it's only 35 gold isn't going to help with my huge number. Since there's firearms and everything, would there be bombs as well? Could I buy bombs?
There is no currently active alchemist in the city outside of the shrine.
Fair.
There's nobody making bombs, but there are bombs, guano bombs available.
Yes,
Right.
go over the guano bombs.
You should go to the murder caravan for that.
What is the adventurer's bag?
It increases the number of adventuring gear you can carry by one
Oh.
permanently.
Shit.
If you wanted bombs, like explosives or things that cause fires, whale oil also works.
Alright.
You could use whale oil, guano bombs.
Problem is, all this good stuff is in places I don't need to go. Shit.
What is a bag of bits and bobs?
Just a bag of random shiny glass and rocks and things. Stuff that
I
only Kenku would find interesting generally.
I have a couple.
Kind of shit you would expect to find in a crow nest.
Right.
Let me just quickly check something.
Mhm.
Just checking something.
Actually, shit, there is one more thing I could do, but not the murder caravan.
What's that?
It'd be sell that bottle of fine wine.
Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah, with the this isn't just normal fine wine. This came from the Ashwell.
Yep. That is... They will give you 20 gold for that bottle of wine.
Awesome.
So how much extra do you think it would cost if I tried to like get a special order item, but also tried to make it like very, very fancy?
Fancy how?
Just like gold engravings and all this other shit.
What are you talking about? Like, what item?
I wanted to make a saber. Order like a dress saber, pretty much, that I could use in combat.
Okay. Do you want it silvered?
Sure.
That would make a lot of sense, actually. So you want a dress saber that's been silvered.
I believe that would be for it's scimitar.
It's 25 gold normally. If it's silvered, it's an extra 100. So it's 125 gold for a silvered scimitar. Effectively, a silvered saber.
That's fine with me. I have the money.
If you want to make it 150, they can throw some small gems into the body, into the handle.
Let's see.
How do I remove a thing from my list of items?
What?
Like I put it on my list of items on my character sheet.
That little lock button, click that, and then there'll be a red thing beside it. You click that, it'll delete it.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
So, first things first, now I have that. I'm gonna go with the gems and everything, because fuck yeah.
So you go hot and heavy, and you're setting an order in for a custom silvered saber.
And a set of studded leather.
Okay.
So that's going to cost me significant.
What's the studded leather on top of that? 35?
35.
Total of 215 gold, I think?
Yep. Something like that.
285 gold, rather. Or 185 gold, I'm an idiot. So yeah, 185 gold for those.
And afterwards, I'm going to be going to the Order of Volatum. And I'm going to be trying... Actually, before I go there, I'm going to sell my silver arrow.
Ah yes, you have 3 silver arrows to sell.
With the quiver.
With the quiver. Alright, they will give you 2 gold for each arrow.
How much for the quiver?
Another gold. So 7 gold for the bunch.
Alright.
Go ahead
Then...
and switch that up. So 7 gold.
Yes. Then I'm going to be going to the Order of Volatum after that. And there I'm going to sell my Scroll of Firebolt and my Potion of Diminution.
Okay, so you're going to the order. You're selling what?
My Scroll of Firebolt and my Potion of Diminution. And if possible, I'm going to see if they'll take the Herbalism Guide.
Full firebolt. Looks like I just gotta kinda...
Yeah, take time.
That's a cantrip.
Yes.
They'll give you 20 gold for the Scroll of Firebolt. What was the other? The
Potion of Diminution.
they will give you, where is it? They will give you 50 gold for that.
Alright.
Alright?
And
Is that everything?
the herbalism guide? I might want to keep it, but how much would they give me if I did sell it? It was one from the library.
They have no interest in that. They don't need
Hey.
herbalism here.
Alright. Then one more thing. I'll bring up the vendors list. Where is that? I'm gonna buy 3 exotic escorts.
3 exotic escorts is 30 gold, okay. I need you to roll me 3d20.
Uh-oh.
Where them ones at? No ones. Okay, you got lucky and did not contract any venereal diseases today.
Hooray! There's always another day.
Yes, you got 3 rather exotic escorts. How exotic that is for you specifically is up to you, but they tend to be non-general species that you would find in the area, of course. So like orcs, more distant species, maybe a Kenku.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Lizard folk. Dynamite.
No. Alright, is that
Hey,
all for you then?
All the girls in the world need loving.
They all need a little Welburd in them.
Mm-hmm. Or a lot of.
I assume that finishes up the vendoring phase.
Yes.
Okay.
That was arduous.
Now move us to the dungeon once I place your guys' tokens in it. Finally, somebody went and bought some horrors. Remind me after the session, Burden, on the record keeping to up the horrors banged counter by 3.
Okay. I'll actually leave you a message in TeamSpeak to remind you.
Sure. Thus, you make your way to the Ashwell Keep once again.
That was arduous. Oh, shit. I forgot one thing at the blacksmith. I wanted to get my bayonet repaired.
Oh, okay. Which is 25% of the cost of the item.
I don't know how much the bayonet is. It's probably like a dagger,
2
right?
gold.
Okay.
So it would the 25% would be 5 silver.
Alright.
And you can then remove the damaged on your bayonet. Alright, so you all make your way into the Ashwell, and as always, of course, the approach is constantly filled with this swirling, smoky fog. And you finally find your way to the front doors once more and push them open with some effort. And enter into the foyer, which has changed yet again. And the doors creak and slam behind you.
So who's lighting the torch this time?
You can all see, right?
Yeah.
I can see.
Yep, I'm seeing it.
Alright, I guess it's me. So, Gruthrit will light a torch.
Torchcoon!
Yes, Torchcoon.
Yep, spend a point of adventure gear and flip Torchcoon.
Oh, hello.
Let me make sure he's actually giving him the right amount of light. Yes, he is.
Oh, well, this is a lovely change of floor plan.
Well, there are decidedly less holes than last time.
Aw, too bad Beans isn't here. He'd be so happy.
Place always gives me the damn creeps.
That's fine.
Yes, you've noticeably this time, about 20 feet away, there is a large wall that isn't normally there. Right up there. But it does seem to only go 3/4 of the way to the ceiling. And you can see light coming from up above. Dimly.
Oh. So these stairs are likely like a platform.
Yep.
Now we
there's
try out the
elevation.
new stairs.
Well, there are stairs on this side.
And since
Well,
this is your first time, Bast, the lack of vision that you have is intentional. The darkness in Ashwell Keep is advanced darkness.
Gotcha, I kind of figured that.
Oppressive darkness.
well, let's stop lollygagging. The little girls don't deserve it.
I'm gonna move over here and peek down this hall.
Yes, and you notice that there are stairs that go up further. Once you get onto that section.
It's a shiny.
A mirror.
Well, nothing for it but go in, I guess.
I imagine those are those the sconces again?
Yep, those are the same old sconces.
Okay. So I imagine they're empty.
They are not lit yet.
Mirror, mirror on the wall. Who's the sexiest of them all?
Yes, as you enter up to this top area, you kind of see these large, I do mean large, like they're 8 feet round circular mirrors with these big fancy gold and blazoned edges, and there seems to be hands coming around from behind them and grabbing them, made of stone. When you kind of peek around them, you can see that there's statues holding them up.
Impressive craftsmanship.
And the statues look to just be like featureless humanoids.
Is the light coming from these green?
Yes.
Okay.
And then there's this thing also, this big clouded orb sitting on the top of this. It gives off a light blue, like a light bluish illumination, the orb does. And it's just kind of sitting there, like the colors are all in it, just kind of slowly turning like clouds inside of a little orb.
Want to roll Arcana on the orb.
Okay.
Figure out what kind of magic this is.
Are the mirrors clouded in any way?
They look very much giving you off your exact reflection.
I'll check myself for blemishes.
Okay. Gruthrit, you take some time to kind of investigate this orb, and you can't really take any specific magic that seems to be at work in it, but it does seem to be inert. It's just kind of passively clouded with this whatever force is inside of it, but it hasn't been activated by anything.
Okay.
Well, in that case, just because, then Lilith wants to do an Arcana check on the mirror.
Yeah, go for it.
Alright, once she's done with that. Green is not a normal color for a flame, so I want to roll Arcana on that.
Alright, the mirrors do not seem to be magical at all. They just seem to be very passive, just large, shiny mirrors. And I do mean shiny, like, despite how old this place is, these seem to be buffed to a shine.
Yeah. It's just really peculiar that they're there facing at the orb.
Indeed.
Welburd is going to be flexing in front of the mirror.
Of course.
Olbrek's standing over here by this set of stairs, kind of looking down it with his shield up, watching to see if anything's coming out of the darkness over there.
Yeah, from up there, even though it's dark, you can actually you can see over the side. There's nothing stopping you, even though there is in the game version because light layers. Yeah, you can see down to where you guys entered at and everything. It's just way down. It's about a 40-foot drop.
Alright. Arcana on the flames?
The flames are definitely magical. They just seem to be a light spell that's been altered to be a different color. Just little, like, fireballs floating in these sconces.
Okay. Does it move?
A light spell, though, by itself is kind of like, wait.
Yeah. Does it move with the sconce if I pick it up? If I try to pick it up, or are the sconces like nailed to the wall?
The sconces, as we've already stated before, are pinned down into the floor.
Okay.
The metal rod is actually going down into the actual floor tiling and stuff. So trying to remove a sconce would take quite a bit of brute force.
Okay.
And as usual, of course, there's the big gate blocking this way up. But the body that used to be there seems to have... Yes, the portcullis, that's the word I was looking for.
That we can never get through.
Yes, you never seem to be able to get through there, and the body seems to be gone now.
Well, at least there's that.
Well, there seems to be a lot of webs behind it, so maybe the spiders got it.
Welburd, as you're walking over that way, you hear a... And then a cold breeze.
What in hell was that?
I believe that was Welburd whining about something.
I heard a hand. It's cold. Olbo, look at it. Go see what it is.
Ah, you're always whining about something.
As you get over here, you do notice it as well, that the temperature is kind of... The temperature hasn't noticeably dropped, but there is some kind of, like, gust of air that's coming from the direction where the noise came from.
Is it fresh air or stale air?
It does seem a bit stagnant, but it is much cooler than where you are currently.
Y'all watch my back.
If he's going to be peering around the corner, Gruthrit will hand off the torch to him.
But you're all going down the stairs, so you can actually technically see over here. It's the way the light's set up, because I didn't want you to be able to see up.
Is that ice?
Huh.
What in hell?
Well, I guess it's better than fiery lasers.
Wearing what?
You go first, Olbo.
Yeah, you always would say that, wouldn't you?
I'll back you up.
Watch your step.
Is that a
thanks,
statue, or is
Tom.
that just something
It's
odd
called
on
a
the...
vice.
Ah, okay.
And I need you to make me a dexterity saving throw.
If you think you're gonna slip, Lily, hold on to me. Just don't drag me down. That hurt both of us.
Oh,
Yeah.
Right.
So Olbrek takes a few steps in and immediately whoop, onto his butt and starts sliding and slams into that ice column right there.
this guy.
Oh, Bo, you!
Why don't you come over here and kiss my ass?
You alright?
Yeah. You take 2 points of bludgeoning damage. You just kind of whoop, and right into it. And the ice cracks, and you can kind of, when it cracks, the sound kind of echoes down the hall. You can hear more in response, kind of cracking.
That don't sound good.
You didn't hurt your ego in the fall, did ya?
It's already pretty damaged from spending time with you.
Oh, you know you love me.
Perhaps you should chill out a bit, Welburd.
Oh. Don't worry, old Bo, I'm gonna come help you.
Alright, well. I am going to attempt to take a step out into the ice very carefully, not being hasty about it.
Okay. Welburd, you are a ranger. I believe you have advantages on this. And terrain bonuses and stuff.
Yeah. So dexterity?
Give me a sec. I actually have to make sure what if it's advantage or a bonus that you get. Natural Explorer.
Does the ice seem
Advantage
to
on
melt?
climb, swim, and jump checks in natural environments. I'm gonna just say that this also counts. So you get advantage on your dex save. So yeah, Welburd manages to walk in there without falling on his butt.
Does the ice... Sorry.
Go ahead.
I was gonna ask if the ice seemed to melt when the torch gets near it.
Not that quickly. Like you can, it's noticeably reactive to the flame. Like if you hold it there for a while, it does start to like have little water droplets and stuff.
Okay.
But this is it's full grown ice, so like it takes a bit to melt.
Yeah, I was just trying to check and see if it was like magical in nature or anything, just in a simple way.
Nope, seems like regular ice.
Okay.
Except for the fact that it just kind of popped up in the middle of the dungeon.
Yeah, but you know, that's another story entirely.
Here you go, old Bo Iron Butt. Let's help you up.
Alright, as Gruthrit starts to move in more, go ahead and roll me a dex save.
All right, 1 second.
And I will
Thank you kindly,
help him up.
Welburd.
Oh, this is gonna be fun. Huh. Okay.
So you don't like lose your footing or anything, but you do slide forward. Like once you get some momentum, you're just kind of sliding when you stop. So it's hard to actually stop where you want it to. So you slide a bit forward a bit more.
All right. I stayed on my feet. That's what I'm looking for.
Alright, and Lilith, same thing. Alright, Lilith has no problems at all. You don't really have the sliding issue either because you just bump into Gruthrit.
Yeah.
He's heavier than you.
Trying to fall again, old Bo.
That -1 dex is beautiful. Oh no,
There's
Punch
something.
Coon.
Something
Oops.
dead here.
Oh, okay.
Is that a reindeer?
Yes, as you move forward into the area, you do find that this end of the path has been kind of blocked off by these big icy growths all over the walls and in the pathway. There seems to be a dead, eaten off of deer-type creature of some format.
Oh no, it's Ashwell, the Christmas special. No!
Ah!
And what you can tell of the body, when you expect it, is that it was dead before the ice formed, and the ice has just kind of laid a layer of rime over the corpse and preserved it.
Ice must be new.
I suppose this is a dead end then.
Blocks your path.
Oh. Eh.
What is this right here? Is that anything special?
Just an ice column with some bits of broken ice around it.
Did the door close
Okay.
behind us?
It sounds that way, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Can I tell if there's anything on the other side of this ice? Does the ice translucent enough for me to tell if there's anything on the other side there?
It's semi-translucent, so you kind of like scrape off some of the surface stuff and look through it, and you can kind of see through that there is something beyond, yes.
Alright.
The refraction of the light, though, makes it pretty much impossible to see anything, like, detail beyond.
Right.
Olbo, what was that sound?
Thought I might have heard something. Should we head back the other way?
You should check.
Well, at least since this trail seems to have gone cold.
Ah, hell.
It seems the door has closed itself.
Was it a bad sound?
Door's locked. Anybody got some lock picks or a big hammer or something?
Yeah, that won't work. It never works.
Don't know till you try.
We've tried.
If that is not a valid option, we could try breaking through the ice over here.
Yeah, go for it, Gruthrit.
Did I not block? I forgot to block that off. Okay. Good to know. You're not supposed to be able to see past the ice, but I messed it up. You did all my light layers, so some things might have gotten a little bit dunked up.
Alright, well, Olbrek's gonna try to smash some of this ice a bit with his shield. Or just
Go for
kicking
it.
it or something.
Yeah, go ahead and just make a melee attack with your shield with it.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and smash it with my flail.
Don't hit each other.
Well, go ahead and make attacks then.
I'm gonna poke at the corpse. See if there's anything embedded inside it.
Because any corpse but likely has gold on it.
Yeah, you never know.
That definitely hits a chunk of ice. So yes, I'm sure most of you noticed that your names are now tagged in all your little boxes.
Yes.
I did that to make things a little easier to keep track of.
Right.
Olbrek smashes Gruthrit smashes some of the ice with his flail. Olbrek kind of bashes his shield into it, and it cracks a bit, but doesn't seem to give away. It is quite a bit of ice, but you do break off some chunks, which of course fall to the ice with a clatter and slide around. Welburd, you're searching this body, right?
Yes.
Alright, give me a Constitution saving throw.
Yep.
Lilith will hold Torch Coon while you.
Okay, so you take 2 points of cold damage.
Awesome.
While you're checking the body.
It's cold.
You grab it and you like have to rip your hand off it when you grab a hold of the body to like push around and stuff. This body is ice cold, and it actually kind of like sticks to your flesh when you grab it.
I'll prod it with my bayonet.
Seems to have no effect. And then you can stick it right into it.
Try to find hard objects, maybe something in its stomach. Let's try that. That's a good trick.
You're stabbing away at this dead deer. Okay.
You want us to make more attack rolls?
If you want to continue with that route, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Olbrek's gonna just keep chipping away at this ice with his spear.
Yeah, you guys don't have to keep rolling. You're just bashing away now.
Okay.
It's having an effect. It just seems it's gonna take a while. This is some pretty thick ice.
Well, you think there's something in this thing?
You always think there's something in it. I'm guessing it's guts.
Whoa! Make some sausage.
You seriously would eat anything that came out of the Ashwell?
He's eating
True.
worse.
Somebody did. Alright, as you're poking away at this thing, nothing seems to really be happening except for the temperature seems to be dropping.
Lily, maybe we should huddle together for warmth.
Lilith, you're starting to get the feeling this deer isn't quite so normal.
Now, I don't think this is a natural cold.
You think? It's the Ashwell.
And just as you're saying that, when Gruthrit smacks a chunk of the ice, and the ice chunk comes dropping off and breaks, and there's a frozen human arm inside of it.
Oh.
Well, I'll be goddamned.
Well then.
I see somebody else had a frosty reception.
And as you kind of look down at this hand, you notice that the hands of it, or like the fingers of the hand, are bloody.
Is it bloody like the fingers are all cut up, or bloody
No, like they're covered in freeze-dried blood.
Yeah, like they were trying to dig through something.
Yeah, like they were digging through something that was alive. Or had previously been.
Yeah. He examines these fingers, turns around. I would suggest leaving that deer corpse alone.
Well, fair enough.
He says, pointing to the arm and the fingers.
Oh boy, you need a hand.
You're one sick puppy.
If you want to smack him, I won't stop you.
Yes, if Lilith wants to roll Arcana, she can.
Don't smack her with your hand.
Deer. Oh yeah, so you bend down, kind of look at this deer for a bit, and while it does look pretty normal, the part that really stands out as unusual is the antlers. And also, once you actually take to look at it kind of carefully, opening one of the eyes are very unusual. Like, they're not the kind of eyes you would expect a deer to have. And that they're very like this very brilliant shade of icy blue. And the antlers are very long and gnarled and ancient looking. And as you kind of take the time to investigate this thing and you finally get up and you're like, this is Fae. this deer came from the Feywild.
See, we've encountered some Fey here.
Never cared much for Fae myself.
More Fae.
They put you in a fey mood?
Oh, that was brilliant.
It seems whoever killed this regal and elegant Fey creature paid a price as its icy magics were unleashed upon this area.
Dumb son of a bitch.
I believe this is the source of the cold. You're probably better off moving back away from it. We'd like to gain our experience.
Well,
As it is, this is your only way to progress. The problem is that you have to either bash your way through the ice or find some other means to melt it.
Well, we don't have to stand on top of the corpse, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, that part's for sure. I love how the torch just keeps changing hands.
yes.
Yeah.
How tall is the pile of ice?
Oh, it goes from top to bottom.
All right. Nothing we can spring over.
Have we made any holes to the other side yet?
No, but you have put a dent into it. Like I said, it seems like you could do it with enough time and effort.
Right.
All right, well, Olbrek's just going to keep doing that then, and he's putting his back into it now.
Okay. Does anybody else have any other ideas?
I mean, I guess we could try and bash the door.
Does anybody have any spells or scrolls that would heat things up?
I mean, I could probably use Green Flame Blade.
Don't you have something that's hot?
Yeah, the torch.
No.
No.
Oh, that. Yeah, I could use that. All right. He'll try and he'll pull out the poker, and he'll try that.
Yes, Gruthrit brandishes out from one of his storage cases this scalding hot, what looks like a brand that you would use on cattle or something like that, with this extremely ornate-looking end that is the shape of a bird. And he presses it into the ice, and it just makes that hot, squelching sound of cold to hot.
That'll do it.
The ice starts to quickly evaporate away and melt.
Gru, I didn't know you into some kinky shit like that.
That tool is a gas.
Not even I'm bad enough to try to brand someone.
Gruthrit just kind of ignores Welburd.
They'd never let me come back if I tried that.
And with some time, the ice starts to all melt away as the room heats up, and it's like a sauna in here for all of you now, because the gas, like, it's foggy as hell as all this mist starts popping off of all the ice. And it starts flooding, and luckily, it seems, there's a drainage right behind that ice. There's now water just pouring down into this big hole that's on the other side.
How deep does it look?
Very.
Huh. Can't see the bottom deep?
It looks exactly as dark as it looks there, yeah.
Right.
You can see the water just cascading down into nothingness. And then very distantly you hear that rushing water sound as it's hitting.
Room along the ledge?
There would be room along the ledge to scoot, yes. You could also just jump it.
Yeah.
Well,
less than
Olbrek's
10
going to
feet
slung
across.
the
It's
edge
like-
because he's not good at the jumping.
Yeah, it's less than 10 feet across. It's only like 6 feet.
Alright, well, if Olbrek is going across, then, Gruthrit suggests maybe you should tie a rope to yourself.
Probably a good idea.
Alright,
Yeah,
so you're gonna pull
Olbrek's
out some
gonna,
rope?
yeah, tie a rope around his waist and...
Alright, so you spend a point of adventuring gear, and ta-da, rope. You produce some rope and tie it around your waist and hand it off.
Alright, and then he's gonna try to scoot along the ledge there to the other side.
Alright, I need an acrobatics check. And for reference, on the character sheet, you can actually click any of the words and it'll roll that type. All the ones that turn red when you scroll over them with your mouse.
Awesome.
Not bad,
Yeah.
actually. Surprised. Olbrek actually manages to shimmy his way across without falling.
Wow.
Alright. I will go next.
There are definitely a few times where he's like, whoa, whoa.
You know
I
what?
don't-
Olbrek's an old guy. He's been a mercenary all his life. He's got a bunch of scars. You know, he's not as spry as he used to be on the jumping and the running and such.
He's just not generally a very dexterous guy. Alright, same thing for each of you if you're going to go the same way. If people want to go the other side, they can.
I don't particularly want to fall into this hole, so I'm going to use that advantage on an ability check.
Okay.
Alright, how do I do it with advantage on this? Does it come up with a prompt when I click it?
That's because your character sheet seems to be set to toggle for some reason.
Huh. Oh, I see where I do it. Okay.
You can switch it back to the other type on the gear page.
Okay.
Good
Yay, I'm
choice.
glad I did.
Oh, and you go right across. Look at that.
Whee! See, he scoots along that edge, doesn't even look down, and now he's on the other side. Holding onto the rope from the other side.
I'll go across last, since I'm
Okay.
the one that's most likely to just be fine.
If you want to use yours as well, you have that healthy living, so you can use an advantage if you want to, but your acrobatics is pretty damn good as it is. Yeah. Lilith pirouettes and does ballerina moves all the way across. While holding a torch, so it's very much like some kind of fanciful carnival thing. Welburd gets advantage on this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Welcome back.
This thing's still getting the audio issues, and I don't know how to fix it. But at least it gives me a tone now when it happens.
That's good. You all set?
Yep.
Alright, so it seems like you guys have got an open door and a path ahead.
Alright. Is this just like a drop off here?
There seems to be just a pit, yeah, and there's a ladder going across it.
Hmm.
Before going to this room over here on the left, Olbrek's gonna roll perception.
Okay.
Well then.
What are you looking for?
Any sort of noise of anything moving, anything you can see in the darkness, maybe a glint of a blade or something. Anything
No,
that
outside of
smells
you
weird.
guys, this place is almost utterly silent. Eerily so.
Seems like it's quiet, probably safe to move in.
Well, this is a bit weird. Look at the floor.
Wrong with the floor.
It's not, like, standard. It's all mixy-wixy. Look at the tiles.
Asymmetrical is, I think, the word you're looking for.
Are you sure?
I've done some book learning in my time.
Really? You?
Oh,
We
You
got
don't
to do
seem the
some
type.
in camp.
some of you have been in this room before, actually. From the first run, you recognize this was where the Mage's Tower was before.
Huh.
Still, it's a bit mixy-wixy.
Yeah, the floor is tiled oddly. It does still seem to have that same, like, sloping hallway up above.
No, I believe we've seen this before.
Although it is different now. There's no corpses littering the floors.
Hmm.
I wonder if that thing's still here.
What thing?
Welburd's rushing the,
Cocoa box.
the slope, aren't you? Yes. Welburd starts to head up the ascend up the ramp. Excited about maybe the thing being here.
Luckily, within this environment, I get an 18 past perception, so I can do this, that sort of thing.
Yeah, you seem fine. Nothing's jumping out as dangerous. It seems rather devoid of anything, really.
There were stairs here.
And up ahead, where there was a door, there's just a slight step up.
Aww.
What's this?
Where's my money? Speaking of money, where's Beans? He owes me money.
Okay, so you step up into this room, though, and while there is no more wizard's lab, there seems to be a bed of flowers filled with goldenrod flowers, and a pedestal rising up out of it that seems to be plated in gold, with a crown resting in the center.
Mine?
He'll dash for the crown.
You're going straight for the crown?
Yes.
Alright.
Olbrek's gonna take a step back here as he sees this idiot running at the crown.
Yeah.
As you all enter the room, yeah, you kind of get this, like, that's weird.
He's
Gruthrit,
gonna
roll me a
raise his
religion
shield
check.
a bit too, just in case, you know.
Alright.
With advantage.
Awesome. You can't tell what that rolled onto.
Even with that, I'm gonna allow it, because it jumps out at you immediately. That is a gilded palantir with a crown surrounded by goldenrod.
Hmm.
I don't know how much more it can scream Gilded Lord than it already does.
Hands off that.
Eh?
I'm pretty sure you don't want to touch that.
Is that the crown? Yes, I moved the crown.
He'll stop trying to grab it. And just,
Oh,
like,
did you
kind of
not?
sit
Okay,
there.
you didn't already pick it up?
No.
Okay. I'm gonna leave it where it's at currently, just because.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sure it would take him a moment to get through the flowers, considering his size.
And then it turns out Wilbur Shortnose has an allergy to goldenrod.
Oh, I'm sure, but he's all stuffed up anyway.
More like
the short nose.
Welburd runny nose.
Alright, I'm going to take a closer look at the crown and see if there's any, like, engravings on it or anything.
No, the crown seems to be quite simple, just pure gold. Like somebody made a mold of a crown and just poured pure molten gold into it. That's what this looks like.
Hmm.
And the pedestal, like, that it's sitting on looks like it's made of stone, but it's been plated in gold. Gilded, you might even say.
Yes.
Wait.
Now I'm trying to figure out whether the crown should be left here or whether it should be taken from a place like this.
If it's safe to take, it's mine.
It is not yours.
It's mine to hold on to. I want to wear it.
Grabbing it?
I shall not
I'm
allow
waiting for
your
Gruthrit.
grubby hands upon that
Anyway, you said
crown.
burn. What was that?
Sorry?
Holding on for a moment until Gruthrit tries to explains himself.
This is a relic of the Gilded Lord, of whom I
Oh.
serve.
Oh! So therefore I need to take it out of here, yeah?
But not in your hands.
What's wrong with me holding it?
You have a tendency to dispose of your gold as quickly as you gain it.
We'll just take this way. I turn in, I get the gold for the reward. I won't have to keep the crown.
Gruthrit gives Welburd a very threatening look. It's like, this
You
is
have two
not up
choices
for
here.
discussion.
You can pick it up and try to keep it, or you can pick it up and give it to Gruthrit, or you can let Gruthrit kind of take it.
Exactly.
Grow. Come on, we've known each other for long enough that you know I wouldn't try to screw you over like this.
Seems very unmoving on this issue right now.
You could always give it to Torchcoons. Everybody trusts Torchcoon.
Yeah.
This is not up for discussion, Welburd.
As long as I get the cut. Okay?
There may not be a cut.
Well, any cut there is, I get a piece of it, okay? Deal?
He just glares at you.
Deal?
Why don't we all calm down for a minute or two?
This
I'm
is
perfectly
pretty standard
calm.
practice, let's be honest. You're mercenaries. Like, money. There's payment for pretty much anything you guys pull off. Even relics have a payback, whether it actually be coin or not.
Perhaps, but not if you do not hand that crown over immediately.
I haven't touched it yet. I just want to get this sorted out between us. So, shall we shake on it?
He'll extend his hand.
Come on.
Instead,
Come on.
Remember,
glares
Gruthrit,
at you.
he will walk around saying that you owe him money.
It's true, he's been besmirching Lucien's name for about a month now.
Exactly. You shall consider this deal pending, and he'll take the crown.
No,
Alright, so
he'll be in front. He's like,
We need an
What?
agreement.
Guys, Gruthrit's going for the crowns. What is Welburd gonna do?
you'll get in his way.
Are you getting in his way, or are you gonna try and pick it up? Okay. Welburd just kind of scoots around until he's in front of you.
Come on. We're businessmen here.
We are businessmen, but I am a servant of the Gilded Lord, first and foremost.
And I appreciate that. You know, you go to your code, that's all. But you gotta understand that I go for my code, too.
Your code is of little concern to me compared to the will of my lord.
That's all well and good. I don't want to get between you and your lord. I just want to make sure I get my cut.
You shall determine that if we make it out of here alive.
I need a little more commitment. Last guy that tried to pull this on me ended up running away five like countries away from me. I had to hunt him down. Guy owed me a lot of money.
Welburd, you know the way that the Church of Mammon works as far as the Kenku and stuff are, and their word is their bond. They are very lawful.
Exactly.
But he
Evil,
hasn't.
but lawful.
But he hasn't actually confirmed. He's always said, like, we'll deal with this later.
Very well. However, you shall keep your end of the bargain as well. If this crown goes missing before we leave this place, I will end you.
It's all well and good. Go ahead, take it.
Alright, so Welburd moves out of the way and lets Gruthrit take the crown.
Pleasure doing business with you.
Yes.
Gruthrit removes the crown. What do you do with the crown exactly? Just stowing it away?
Yes, he will stow it out in a place where it will stow it in a place in his pack where it will not be damaged or scuffed by anything else because gold is fragile.
Yes. Alright, so you pick up the crown and immediately the room kind of shifts. Not like a rumbling or anything like that, just a weird shifting sound.
Don't like the sound of that.
And the gold on the pedestal starts to, like, flake away.
And there's why I thought we shouldn't touch it.
And just give me a second to kind of work this out real quick. This is going to be a little more complicated than my usual skill traps. This took fucking forever to set up.
Mm-hmm.
Was that so hard,
Suddenly, cascading, pouring down from the ceiling, coins of all different types and kind just start flooding the room, and then it's almost instant, like you're swept up in this ocean of coins. All four of you, and swept down the hall, around the corner. So it's like you're on a water ride. You're like, whoa!
Hey, this is how it go out.
Don't care about any of the other coin, I just care about the crown.
I'm going to be scooping up in my all the stuff I can in my bag as we flow down.
Yeah.
Okay. Right now I've got the crown to tend to.
At the very
God
bottom.
damn it if this is how I die.
You all take 9 points of bludgeoning damage from the fall into the pit full of coins. As they're coming pouring down into it and slowly filling up the pit you're now laying in.
As soon as he can, Olbrek's going to try to get to his feet and climb out on the other side that isn't filling up with coins here.
Okay.
Wilbur's pretty much going to put his pack right, like, below the flowing pile of coins. We'll open up and just getting them all in there.
You can easily just pull yourself up out.
Yeah.
You don't have to have the crown token with you the whole time. Like, that's... You got a crown now. Just write down Crown of Mammon, Crown of Greed, however you want to put it.
Yeah.
And I'll stay in there until my pack is full.
Welbur's gonna
Yeah,
fill up
okay.
his pack, and so for both of the, who is that? The only two that are taking anything out of here? Gruthrit's got the crown, and Welbur's got a whole crap load of coins. The other two, you not taking any, or are you taking some?
Olbrek's going to grab a couple handfuls, but he's not going to grab too much. Didn't want to over-encumber himself.
Okay.
Right now, Gruthrit's focus is on the crown.
Lilith?
Lilith thinks it's all fake and is going to disappear in a minute anyway.
Okay, so Lilith ignores the coins. You all head back out into the hallway then. Once you're clear. Welburd's got a whole crap load of these coins. We'll cover that when it comes time. But for now, all the three of you that did take some money from here and slash the crown are all cursed.
I knew it.
We're all suffering a curse of greed. What that means is from now on, until you get the curse lifted somehow, anytime you find treasure in the dungeon, you must attempt to take it for yourself. That will still incur bad karma penalties. And during town time, during vendoring time of each session, you must attempt to steal from one in the store. So until you get the curse lifted, you have to steal from a store during each vendor phase, and you have to try to keep any money you find from here on. Instead of the normal split 4 ways.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. Olbrek's mercenary pass has gotten the better of him.
It's a compulsion. You can't stop yourself. You're like, oh man, I need this money. You're not sure why you need the money so bad, but you know you need it. How your brain copes with it is up to you entirely. Like, it could be in your mind, you actually believe you've got like some sick relative somewhere and you need the money for them to help them. However your mind has to rationalize it, you need that money. Yeah, this pit isn't a very deep looking one. You can see the bottom. There's a ladder laid across it. And beyond it, you can see the doorway to the niche room.
So the rest of the other three have this curse of compulsion, and I don't.
Yeah, you do.
You do.
You do.
Lilith didn't take anything.
Lilith
No,
is the
I
only one that
didn't
is not
take any
cursed.
other than the
You
crown.
didn't take anything but the crown.
The crown
is the
counts.
source of the curse.
Oh, fuck's sake.
You're laughing. This is what happens, Riv.
It is a
Got
curse,
you too.
a crown of Mammon. It's going to be cursed.
Okay, whatever.
Yes.
All right.
So,
Olbrek's gonna kind of test this ladder a bit with his foot, see how much weight it takes, how shaky it is before he tries to cross.
I mean, it seems like a standard ladder. It's not antiquated looking or anything. It looks pretty new, actually, like it was brought here by someone else. But it is, it's not shaky so much, but once you start moving across it, there's nothing mooring it in place. It's just kind of laid across that hole.
Alright, well, he's gonna try to cross then.
Alright, go ahead and roll me athletics. Effectively, you're on all fours just crawling across it like you're climbing it. Alright, and you managed to get right across.
Y'all coming?
You want to try the
Still
door?
Welburd, can you still move with all of the gold you just
I'm
Yeah,
fine.
Olbrek's gonna try the door, by the way.
Alright, the door swings open. Let me move the light. Second, I gotta remove a light there. It's lagging on me.
Ah, gotcha.
There you go. Who's gonna climb next?
I'll do it. What is it again?
Athletics.
Alright. $12.
Well, you should have told me I should have brought 2 more backpacks.
Gruthrit gets across, but as he's crossing, the ladder is kind of shaky because he's not very sure on his climbing skills, and it gets shaped loose and falls into the pit. One end of it does.
Yay. Which end?
The opposite side. So the end that they're at, the end you guys are in, has a little bit of it sticking up out still.
Oh. Let's grab it, Lily. Let's put it right back across.
Or we can just climb down and then move the ladder and climb back up.
Oh. You see, you're smart.
Spot.
Oh, Welburd will climb down it then.
Alright, go ahead and make me a climb check. So, acrobatics or athletics? Either way. Well, you can athletics to climb down, or you can acrobatics to just, like, jump down and try and do, like, a tumble.
It's both the same for me.
Literally.
Yeah.
Welburd climbs right down into the hole. And and so does Lilith, so they both make it down. Now you're just going to reposition the ladder so you can climb up out.
Yep.
I'm not even going to bother moving it. So you just can easily set the ladder up against it, and you don't even have to make a check now. It's a ladder. It's doing exactly what it's intended to do now. Prop it up against there and climb right up.
Ladies first.
Mirrors again.
The first one you see right here at the entrance, there seems to be another one of these statues holding a mirror, but this one's about half the size of the ones that you found on the main entrance. Then there's a number of these rectangular standing mirrors. Different colored rims around them. Some of them look to be bronze, some of them look to be like cheap knockoff gold. As you walk past them, you can kind of see like distorted, like some of them are a bit dingy, so there's like distortions to the reflections of yourself in them, but they all seem to be pretty normal.
But is the big one held by the statue, is that one got that unbelievable shine like the others do?
Yep. Polished to a shine. And there's more of these ones with statues that all seem to be like that. Whole hall filled to the brim with these mirrors in all different directions.
What do they mean?
Each mirror seems to be rooted to the floor, rooted down onto like a platform, a little raised pedestal.
Y'all coming?
And towards the end of the hallway, you can kind of see something giving off a small, dim light. As you approach, it's some kind of standing little contraption with many like parts that it doesn't seem to be actively moving, but there's a bunch of different little parts and pistons and gears and whirly bits and bobs all over it. Welburd, when you see it, you immediately kind of recognize that as ancient Dwarven technology. with dim blue light shedding out of its hull inside the body of it.
Oh, this is Dwarvo. Dwarvi? Dwarva? I don't remember.
Lilith, you can see the door beyond.
Can we roll history on this one, maybe?
You can try if you want to, yeah. Welburd does, he gets advantage because goblins are most familiar with dwarven stuff.
There you go.
Welburd, you think you know you can turn this thing on. If you remember your history lessons well.
Mm-hmm.
It's
I'll
going
start.
to move things, you suppose, like the mirrors.
Well, let's see. I'll start fiddling with it. Just in case you might want to step back.
Yeah, remember the last time we started swinging pedestals around?
Oh, yeah.
Everybody do whatever movement you're going to do before, and then Welbur's going to click it on. And then please do not move while I'm actually doing the things, because there's going to be a lot of moving parts here, and I don't want it to get overcomplicated. You done? You're going to stay where you're at?
Yep.
Alright.
Yep.
So Welburd clicks the machine on, and it whirs to life with that low, that really, it's high but also low, that pitched whine that some of you might recognize as the sound of electricity. And then it, with a flick, turns on and projects a beam out of its front, which immediately contacts that first mirror. I need dex saves from all three of you but Lilith. As the beam comes blasting down between the three of you.
Oh, okay.
What did that land on? Okay.
You're fine.
I'm fine.
Alright, what's Welburd's dex save? Well, okay. Welburd and Gruthrit just hug the wall instantly as this beam just as it ricochets off of these now shining mirrors as they get cleaned by these beams as they come in contact. With this kind of a nasty, melty smell, it just burns away all the gook and stuff that was marking up the mirrors.
Oh,
and
guys.
Olbrek. You passed, so you take half this in lightning damage. You take 4 points of lightning damage as this beam just sizzles right past you, and you're like, ah!
Oh, it goes even further. Guys, it's a 4. There's 4 of us, and he just took 4 damage.
Shocking.
Yes.
Terrible.
Goddamn dwarves.
Dwarves were very well known for having extremely advanced gadgets. They were the ones who initially created firearms. The goblins then stole the technology for and adapted. So the question is, what now?
I'll flip it off.
Probably a good idea.
Give me a second.
He just expects us to walk through the blue beam of electricity.
Well, no.
And no.
We got a puzzle! Lily, what do you think?
It is a puzzle indeed. I think we need to understand what its target ultimately should be. Perhaps we should open the door ahead of us first and see what there might be on the other side.
Well, if you can.
The door does not want to budge.
Door does not budge.
I didn't think so.
Yes, we think that this puzzle will unlock the door for us.
Likely.
Who's gonna? Is anybody else trying something?
Do
Not at
they-
the moment.
Sorry, somebody was talking to me in the background. Do the mirrors move at all?
Are you gonna grab the mirror and try to move it?
Yeah, I'm gonna try and turn it.
Okay, so you grab a hold of this mirror in front of you and you start to, in fact, turn it on its like little stone pedestal with a slight grinding sound.
Huh.
And then it locks in place in that direction.
Cool.
But it's not like locked. It just kind of seems to come to a rest at that spot. It seems like you could continue turning it if you so desired.
Hmm.
So we gotta find a way to have this thing bounce or something. Maybe the big mirrors with the statues?
That'd probably do it.
Alright. Can I... Do these big bears seem like they move at all
Do not.
when I try and move it?
They are rooted to the ground by this stone statue.
Okay.
These statues
No.
would probably weigh a couple 100 pounds.
We start by moving the bronze one, the target one, the other direction.
First, it turns initially and faces directly forward and stops.
Then turn
Basically,
it
let me know
again.
which way you want to turn them, and then I'll turn them one at a time.
Turn it another 45 clockwise.
Alright, guys, I gotta take a short break. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay. Do we want to turn the machine back on? Or do you want to adjust more mirrors first?
We're gonna adjust more mirrors first.
Alright, let me know.
Bring the torch down here a little bit.
If the angles work out, the beam coming off the large mirror will go to the gold one to your lower left.
Just need to see a little further down here.
Probably gonna have to figure this out in chunks.
Yeah.
Do a bit, test, do a bit, test.
Yeah. I think we're gonna have to break out another torch coon.
Probably.
Somebody wants to spend the,
Yeah, Olbrek will he'll light a torch.
Alright, let another torch go.
Well, and Lilith will light one as well and give the first one. Gruthrit.
Awesome.
Does that work? Oh, no, that's not there. Come on. Fucking lag, seriously. And how that works is you have complete control over the torch. You can just scoop it and yourself. Pull out another one. One sec.
Yeah, like anybody can grab the torch tokens.
You you guys can just leave Welburd up there to man the machine.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Hope maybe could he fit on the other side of that? Of course, actually, he shouldn't be harmed by the memes.
Basically sandwiches up against the wall behind it.
Yeah.
See, Olbrek is investigating this bottom mirror.
Yeah, he's checking it out, seeing kind of how it works, what he might be able to do with it.
Now explain to me how he wants to check it out. Like, is he investigating the statue behind it or the mirror itself?
He's just checking out the statue itself, I guess, seeing if it moves at all.
Nope, this one does not seem to move. Only the mirrors, the rectangular mirrors seem to be able to be pivoted.
Okay, he's gonna poke around the big shiny mirror then, see if anything is unusual about it or if it can move at all.
I'm gonna try turning this mirror to face that way. The one up here.
So, Olbrek, as he pokes at this biggest mirror, he kind of sets his hand on it. The actual surface itself ripples at his touch, which immediately starts and pulls the hand back. And it just kind of ripples like water and then settles again.
Well, that's downright unsettling. He's gonna step back from that, 'cause that's a little freaky.
Is that what you were asking for, Rift?
Yep.
Do you want him to turn it on?
No, I'm probably gonna move one more mirror here. So. It's like my biggest concern is if this thing shoots a beam and then one of the mirrors is facing the wrong way and it just comes back and hits the machine.
Mm-hmm.
And then it'd just be like, well, fuck.
Now which one are you trying to move?
I think you want to move that one 90 degrees clockwise.
Yeah, like this way?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I was...
Like that?
Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
Alright. It's like, I'm gonna move up here out of the way.
Fire in the hole.
You're gonna both move up there? Okay.
Yeah.
You give Welburd the signal to flip it on.
Yep.
Give me a second. I will... Nobody move. Here we go. As it hits the big mirror, it seems this big mirror does this rippling like water, like the other one did. There's a slight delay, like it's just kind of you start to lose that, like, oh, maybe this isn't gonna work, before it comes blasting out the opposite side. I knew it. You are currently shooting the statue.
Okay.
Power down.
Yep. Okay, so at least we know that works.
Hopefully I didn't just scoop Welburd. Let's make sure. Oh wait, I'm on the wrong layer still. One sec. Oh wait, if I just scoop like that, it's gonna hit yours. Shit.
I'm back, sorry.
Welcome back. Look what they did already.
Welcome back.
Yes.
They're just turning it off again. Any mirrors disappear for you guys, let me know, because that's unintentional. And I'm going to go ahead and just leave the main beam because we know where that's going now. We're not going to be moving that mirror.
Alright.
It's not there, but I'm just going to leave it there because you know.
Ah! Raisins.
I stole yours.
I was like, what happened? Okay then.
Alright, so that one needs to turn 90 degrees counterclockwise.
It goes that way.
Yeah, it's
That way.
35,
Alright.
yeah.
Then this one facing basically parallel.
Yeah, like that.
I'll leave this up to you guys. Not feeling the best at the moment.
Okay. Oop, don't want to scoop up. There we go. And this one to go that way.
No,
Oh.
I think it just wants, I think that just needs to go towards the mirror, the big mirror.
Hmm.
Now, here's the question. With the way you've got this worked out so far, let's see. Want to test it up to this point? Just kind of move yourselves back out of the way.
Sure.
For simplicity's sake.
Ah!
Don't worry, I'm not going to go, I'm going to go ahead and turn all these on. To where you guys were last time. Oh, apparently I didn't do that. I should have, but I didn't. These two mirrors have one bouncing between them that I forgot to build. I'm an idiot.
Which two mirrors? Ah.
Oops.
Fuck.
Oh,
Mirror that you had wrong.
okay. Yeah, now I see what I did wrong.
Olbrek needs to make a deck save again.
Rip.
Yeah, that one needs to be set to be perpendicular, parallel to the wall.
Okay.
In order to bounce it down to the next level.
I knew something didn't look right, but I wasn't sure what. Okay.
currently.
Oh, okay, yeah. There's just like, wait, that's not right.
You want it, which way did you want the gold mirror at the bottom to be facing? Towards the other mirror?
That way.
That's wrong.
Let's see.
You currently have. I put the gold mirror in the correct spot. You currently have 2 mirrors facing incorrectly.
Hmm. Oh, okay. Wait, no, that's not right either.
That's where you're wrong currently.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that one needed to be pointed toward the mirror. Big mirror.
Okay. So, that way.
Just that one?
And let's see. Hmm. Yeah, that one goes that way, but okay. So,
You had wrong was the other one right beside it,
okay.
which I already adjusted. Of course, the first one, that's the first one time it's happened. One of them had to fucking shift position when I clicked on it, instead of going and just letting me move it to the right layer.
So that one should be facing that way. Oh, wait. Okay.
It goes through the rippled mirror. And probably comes out somewhere else.
Look out, Gruthrit.
Yeah.
Then the door clicks.
Awesome. Find my torch. Okay.
Can I dive under the beam or something, or get around it in a
You
non-insane
can crawl
way?
under it.
Okay, yeah, Olbrek's gonna do that.
No, you have to do a triple backflip over it. Totes.
Acrobatics check with disadvantage.
I'll make
But yes,
that
you've
list.
managed to
Sure.
open that up. They actually opened the door too.
Interesting. I do believe that's the first time I've seen a window in here.
And yes, the window seems to be letting in the red light of the sun.
You're right, Lily. It's kind of surreal.
Now, what are these that are on the sides of this hollow?
Bit of a ramp up ahead here, and on each of the ends of the ramp you notice that there's these statues of stout, humanoid-looking figures in strange suits of armor, and the entire statue seems to be plated in copper. Each of them carries in their hand something that is sort of somewhere between a hammer and an axe, but with a strange gap in the center point of it, where it's got like an opening, so it's kind of like two separate prongs around a central heart. In a strange shape. And they don't seem to have any edge, so they're kind of like if you made a mace and decided to just leave a random hole in the middle of the mace. But you only made the mace have one side, like an axe. Okay, they're wrenches. But you don't know what a wrench is.
What do you think of these, Welburd?
Shiny!
Aside from that,
Do they look like what I would remember in school as to possibly be dwarves or something?
Something akin to that, yes. They look sort of like dwarves.
Ancient
They've got the right
history.
stature to be what the dwarves are historically recorded as, shorter than man.
They kind of look like them dwarvos. They got some
see,
weird weapons.
Well, I guess the only way to go is forward from here.
it's the only way to go anytime.
As you push your way forward, you guys see that there's this doorway from before up ahead, the ones that have been here previously, and it's still got these golden chains going across the front of it, blocking the path. Let me check something. Dynamic lighting. Okay, yeah, you can't see through there. Good. There is a quick turn-off into a side room. Which is it's a slight drop into the room, like a step down about 5 feet. And the room itself is entirely mirrored. The floor, the ceiling, it's just a mirrored dome.
I just thought that was a foggy abyss.
Oh, that is a
Same.
mirror. Shining, glimmering, mirrored surface, the entire thing.
We want to drop down, maybe?
Well, a 5-foot drop. You can...
Not
Don't
even
know if
enough
I
to
like
hurt you.
Yeah,
the
it's like
look of this
nothing.
room.
You know what would be
All right.
perfect right now? Hey, Elbow?
What's that?
If we were escorting a bunch of ladies with skirts.
You
All
always
right.
were a strange one.
It is kind of surreal as you look into this room because you can it's reflecting the light, so it's one, the entire room is illuminated the minute you walk in. Like, the mirrors just bounce the light around the entire room, and it's secondly, because it's a domed ceiling, if you look up at the ceiling, it's very distorted images of you up in there. But the floor has a perfect reflection of the ceiling, which is reflecting as well, so it's just this constant, it's a little bit of vertigo if you look at the ceiling, you're like, whoa. But over
There'd be
here,
a set of
we see
handprints.
that there are some bloody handprints.
Y'all check this
Oh.
out.
Olbrek, you kind of bend down to look at these bloody handprints on the floor, and realize they're not on the floor.
They're on this.
That's the reflection of the bloody handprints on the ceiling.
Oh, whoa, what's this?
Indeed, what is that? It's a big metal box.
Is it really right there, or is that a reflection?
No, that is indeed actually a big metal box that stands about 8 feet tall. It's an 8-foot square, just laying in the floor up against the wall there. With this big, like, metallic, gear-shaped bit on the front. With some, like, a handful of really weird old symbols that, unless you speak Dwarven, make no sense to you. The entire thing is coated in little, like, emblazoned areas of coppery, like the corners are covered in copper caps and stuff like that.
I understand giant, which is based off the Dwarven scripture. Would I be able to possibly figure something out?
You
what
can
they
go
mean?
ahead and make an investigation check to try and kind of glean some bits.
Of course not.
Oh,
Yeah, you don't get much out of it, but you can tell that this, from your investigation in general, like looking at this thing, it's some kind of lockbox. Like, it's the equivalent of, like, if you had a chest with a padlock on it, this is the Dwarven equivalent, a big fucking iron box.
Well,
blackback key, 120.
is there any lock on it or any obvious mechanism?
Gear.
A gear.
It's a big, like, 1-foot circular gear of copper on the front end of it, and which has the symbols on it. There's 6 Dwarven runes on the front, set around the circle of the gear.
Well, I don't know what it means.
Give me a sec.
So, would I be able to use like a set of thieves' tools to try to help me get it open? Maybe like a
You cracked a safe
stethoscope
or
or
2 in your day.
something. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what a safe is. This is just a very fancy version compared to what you've seen before.
Yeah.
You can try to crack the safe, yes.
What attribute should I work off of for that?
You use the thief tools roll.
So dexterity, okay.
Kind of like pressing your ear to it and using tools and stuff to help you. You've got like a shot glass basically with your ear stuck up to it against the metal.
I haven't used my advantage from the rest yet, since I've only had advantage from the natural stuff in my ability checks.
Okay.
Natural Explorer. So I'll use that now.
Alright.
Sorry, but that had the most ideal timing of all ideal times to cut out.
Yes. You start to turn the wheel and listen really intently, and everybody kind of takes the hint and shushes up and doesn't really make any noise, so they're just sitting there in this ominous silence with the crackling of your torches waiting while he's just click, 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 snap, click, 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 click. Eventually you get the code punched in, and you can hear the lock release and the door kind of comes loose on one side.
Oh, let's see.
And before you open the door, though, you notice that one of the dwarven runes on the front of it is blinking, like a slow, like dull bluish light.
That looks
That
dangerous.
can't be good.
Grab what's in it and get away quickly, probably.
Surprise, another dwarven trap.
You gonna basically everybody back? You try to dig everything out of it real quick.
Yeah.
Alright, give me a second. Everybody kind of move away except for Welburd because he's trying to grab the loot. Gruthrit gonna move at all, or is he staying right there?
Sorry, somebody was talking to me. Yeah, he's gonna move over.
I think they'd still be standing close because they'd want whatever's there too.
Alright, so you all kind of... Yeah, they're all like, oh man, good loot, but also safety.
Glowing runes are never good.
Up out of the body of this thing, another one of those little projectors like previously pops up out. And in ancient Dwarvish, which none of you understand, it barks out something like an unauthorized access.
This just gets worse and worse.
Give me a second to deal with all this reflecting. Because literally this entire room is mirror. Oh, that's the one I'm missing, I forgot. The wall hugger. So the beam shoots out, hits that corner, goes down the wall, bounces off there, bounces over there, bounce, 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 and then goes out of the room.
Deck save?
Dex save for anybody that's within 5 feet of a beam. So everybody but Lilith.
You always get so lucky, Flynt.
Woo!
Oof.
Short out as it runs out of power.
Okay,
Yeah.
cut out again because it's being really.
You guys
really
both,
annoying.
all three of you, or the two of you take half damage, Olbrek takes full damage, then the beam shorts out as the machine makes like a popping and a fizzling sound, and the beam cuts off. The worst problem, though, beyond that, is I love your guys' positioning, I gotta say.
That's never a good sign.
Because, Olbrek, you've been at like, there might be a reason why you couldn't make that dex save. It's really hard to move over here for some reason.
Aw, god damn it.
Oh no!
Oh, look, the mirror's gone melty.
So, what's in the safe? I'm
No,
gonna
I'm not
grab
done
it
yet.
all. Okay,
I'm not done.
I'm sure.
The wall behind the safe cracks open up towards the upper half, revealing a raised platform.
Oh.
Motherfucker.
And immediately, again, in ancient Dwarvish, this mirrored guardian being just kind of intruders detected, and the blade just comes jutting out of its right arm, and it starts to take steps towards the edge of the platform.
Oh, what the hell was that?
Now I will roll your chest for you.
Hey!
Dwarven chest, first time.
Woo! Yeah!
So you reach in there, you come out with a ancient Dwarven rifle of some
Mine.
manner. Unidentified, of course.
Yes, but it's mine. I don't
We're
anybody
the only one that
would,
uses guns.
Exactly. I don't think anybody would oppose to that.
You got bigger problems right now.
Oh, there was more that I forgot to do because of that. Oops. A little bit more stuff on the light layer, or on the GM layer to put up, now that I've opened that up. Know that there's a platform that's much more raised up there. So yeah. Initiative. If that wasn't obvious.
No, we have to roll initiative. Nice.
A crit 19. Aren't minus ones lovely?
Olbrek had to
Yeah.
get at least one good roll tonight.
Yeah.
I'm glad we didn't have anything in the naughty dice bin. So it would have been all gone by now.
That's only if the Axel patches.
Yep.
No.
Tisk, tisk.
Yeah, it's only when I watch that they go away.
Oh, I thought it was from. Okay.
No, when you guys crit, you're fine. Always whisper roll. Always. Stop it. Now I'm good. Wow, their initiatives are... Holy balls. Well, if there were any dice in there, they're gone.
As you were saying.
I rolled a single natural one out of these, but you know what their initiatives were?
Hmm?
1, 0, and -1.
Awesome.
Wow.
So needless to say, in the turn-based, because this is something that you would know previously, Bast, when we run this, we don't run individual initiative, we run sides initiative. So the side with the higher average goes first. So you guys immediately win, so all 4 of you get to take your simultaneous turn. And how that works is basically each person can do their action, their bonus action, and their movement individually, but kind of also separate from each other. So like one person can move, then another person can move up and do attacks, and then that person that moved previously can then do their action. So it lets you kind of tactically maneuver a bit more.
Okay, sounds good.
But before any of that, you're inside of an ooze already. Like, in it. When we start the battle, so you immediately have to make an effect against its toxic form. So I need you to make a charisma saving throw.
Uh-oh.
Lilith's going to throw him an inspiration.
Yay!
Rip.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens for the first round of combat for you now.
Oh my god.
Roll me a d3.
R.I.P.
So yes, you spend your next turn laughing, like unstoppably laughing, because you are mad. This mercury ooze has now seeped into your mind and driven you mad.
Mercury ooze.
So you gain a point of madness automatically, and this lasts just your next turn. So for your first turn, you can't do any actions as you're laughing, but you can still move.
Okay, I guess he's going to just get out of this ooze.
Yep. Which if you move away from it, it will get an attack of opportunity, of course. You can try to get out of it at least and move away.
Yeah, he's gonna move over here.
Alright, so it's gonna take a swat at you with its pseudopod. And a 19 hits. Whew. I need another charisma save. Not that you can be afflicted with more madness the same turn, but you... Oh!
Oh.
Wow.
Oh boy.
Damn.
Yeah,
There's a naughty.
Doesn't not a die.
yeah, I'm sorry, the inspiration die is not going to help that.
crap.
No. But you take 12 points of bludgeoning and 3 points of poison damage, and you get another madness. You don't gain another actual effect, but you get a point of madness.
So that was, what, 15 damage in total, you said?
Yep.
Alright.
You're hurting. If you didn't find them on your character sheet, there is a little spot that just says madness over where the adventuring gear and all that is. You should have 2 of that now. You don't really need to worry about the current, just use the total.
Well,
Gotcha.
time for me to
Yep.
skedaddle. I'm running over here and I'm shooting the big guy on the platform.
You're gonna shoot at the big metal guy.
Yes.
Mirrored metal guy, I should say.
$20 hit?
20 hits.
Ooh!
Wow.
Wow, nice hit.
And, period small.
Nicely done. So that does 23. The bullet cracks into the mirrored surface of this thing's armor. Now, on your turn, even though you're mad, you can use a bonus action to perform something. So if you want to like drink your potion as a bonus action, you can do that. Olbrek.
Oh, yeah, I should definitely do that.
It's 2d4 plus 2 is what it heals. That's not bad. 8 points of health. What's Gruthrit and Lilith gonna do?
I'm gonna skirt around the edge of this thing before I actually attack it and get closer to Olbrek.
Okay.
Over there. Oh, wait, 1 second. I made a mistake. Okay, I'm over here. I'm gonna attack it over here.
Okay.
Because I'm going to use Sword Burst. It has to make
so
a dex
casting
saving
Sword
throw.
Burst.
Huh?
You're using Sword Burst, not actually attacking him directly. So it takes a what, dex?
Dex saving throw.
It's a puddle. Yeah, so what's your damage?
Roll real quick. That's
I
not
think
what
it
I
also
wanted.
does force damage?
Yeah, it's force damage. Nice.
Damn!
Max
Excellent.
damage.
Nice. Alright, Lilith.
I'm gonna finish my move closer to Olbrek.
All right. Lilith is going to use a little dissonant whisper on the one that Gruthrit just.
Alright. Well, you have to use the one on the attack page.
Yeah.
Lily, watch out for its clippy slap!
Okay, so he needs to make a wisdom save.
The DC 15.
It's 10 psychic damage. Has to be use its reaction to move as far as its speed allows away. Well, that's definitely a fail, so 10 psychic, and it really can't move much further, but it'll scoot down the wall, I guess.
Can Gruthrit get an attack of opportunity on it?
It's a compelled movement.
Okay.
That's its whole movement.
It's farther away, and that's okay.
Nope. Oozes aren't fast. You gonna move and do anything with your bonus action?
Well, she already flung inspiration to Olbrek.
Olbrek gets an inspiration die. I will go ahead and just mark you with a little.
And yeah, I think she'll move closer to Welburd.
Okay. That gets you guys done.
Silver ooze. Does roil and bubble. Hope it causes us no further trouble.
Starts to kind of wiggle
Too
its way
late for
towards
that,
you.
I think.
This one will have to dash to get to you guys.
Oh no, who's dashing?
The one that's on
Dashing
Gruthrit and
to
you
me.
can attack, so it's going to attack Gruthrit. Because you walloped it pretty good. Oh! Okay, I need a charisma save.
Okay.
It pseudopods you real good.
Oh, this will be fun.
If Gruthrit dies, I call the crown.
Okay, so Gruthrit. I'm going to make this clear to say this was a crit.
Yeah, I figured as much.
You take 15 bludgeoning damage and 10 poison damage,
Have fun.
and get a random madness, and you also gain a point of madness.
Yeah. If Gruthrit dies, I call the crown.
Gruthrit is stunned next turn.
How much damage did I take? Like 15, 10?
15 bludgeoning and 10 poison, so 25.
Yeah, I'm down.
Oh, drop to 0. So you don't have to worry about the madness, you're on the ground.
Yikes.
Which means, instead, roll this here table. You want to try to use good karma to affect this.
Alright, what can I move it up or down to?
Let's look. This is another one of the home rules for Ashwell. The first time you go to 0 in a session, you roll on the lingering injury table and get a random thing that's permanent. You can spend to either move it to lose an arm or a hand, or to a limp.
Alright,
A
what
limp
does
is
the
probably
limp
better
do?
than losing something.
Limp reduces your movement on your feet by 5 feet. Or basically, your speed is reduced by 5 feet permanently. And anytime you make a dash action, you have to make a DC 10 Dex saving throw or fall prone.
Okay, I'll take the limp. So I'm
Alright, so you
spending
move
the
it to a
good
limp.
karma.
Yeah, you spend the good karma. You're like, no, no, no. I need my legs. So you manage to pull your leg out of there, but before you do, it's like the veins are like all nasty and black, and kind of you can see the mercury inside of your body. You look at it later.
Fun times.
Your leg is not looking good. How much was it? Let's see. 1 karma. Yep, you have a 25-foot speed now instead of a 30.
Yeah.
And that makes that ooze done. The other one dashed, so it can't do anything, so it's down to the shield guardian.
I might get to play that rogue after all. Or whoever I get.
It's both depressing and exciting that you guys don't have any wizards.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so the golem is stomping over to Olbrek. Tries to punch him.
You might just have to run, Flynt.
It has occurred to me.
But it misses with its first swing, and then it's going to try to swing with its blade arm. Which you managed to deflect with your shield.
At least something went right.
Yeah.
He's mad, but he can still defend himself quite well.
He's actually better now.
Yeah, he stopped laughing just in time to raise his shield.
This isn't funny.
It is to me.
Alright, so that's that. It's back to you guys. Gruthrit is on the ground.
Do I need to make a death saving throw yet?
Yes, you do.
Okay. Where is it? There it is. Well, there's one.
Well, at least it isn't a 1.
That's a failure, though. Alright, so what are you three doing?
All right. Hey, if I use a healing thing on Gruthrit, did
We'll
they
get him
get
up.
back up or?
That
Sorry,
is
what was
correct. It will
Yeah.
get him up.
Okay, I'm gonna use my my bonus action, Second Wind, to heal myself for 1d10 plus fighter level, and then because I have Rallying Cry, I'm going to pick all 3 of my allies to gain 5 HP because that's my level.
Yes. As you guys did not know previously, Gruthrit, or Olbrek rather, is a purple dragon knight for his class, so when he uses Second Wind, he gets to heal 3 allies for 5 hit points.
Well, shit.
But, Gruthrit, you keep the fail. Until you get a rest.
Well,
Try to get down again.
I'm going to, let's see. Make some fancy foot motion. And stab.
Stabby stab.
Stabby, stabby.
In other words, what you're telling me is you're wasting 10 feet of your movement by jogging back and forth.
Yep.
Alright, and then stabbing it. Go ahead.
$14.
That hits. If you manage to miss the ooze, I laugh at you. Just
Just.
okay. I make me a charisma save because you attacked it from within 5 feet with a melee attack.
Yeah, of course, of course.
You kind of like plunge your blade into it and pull it out, and your hands are covered in it.
There you
You pass though.
go. Blast back up, Lily!
Alright, she's going to... Oh, what do you...
I shoot it.
Shoot it.
Nice.
Then continue to back
Nice.
up out of its range.
Okay. She's first going to toss a inspiration die to Gruthrit.
Alright, so Gruthrit gets an inspiration die. But you guys know how bard inspirations work, right?
I don't.
Okay, basically, anytime you make an attack roll, a saving throw, or an ability check, you can choose to use that inspiration you have, either before or after you roll, to roll a d8 and add it to your total.
Okay, cool.
Lilith is inspiring you with performance and poetry, limericks, and things. Or just calling you a pussy. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
Sounds like something Welburd would do.
Welburd the Bard. Fuck
It's-
you, you
it's
pussy! You suck!
It's certainly something Lilith will do.
Oh yeah, let's do it, guys. Fucking brain the pussy.
Do I get my move this turn?
Yeah, you have a turn now. You're up.
Alright. I am going to use... one second. Does does the 5 feet for green flame blade count for 5 feet within 5 feet of the thing that I'm attacking?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought. Just want to make sure. So I'm going to use that on this ooze and bounce it over to Mr. Golem Dude.
Alright. Go ahead and make your flail attack. And of course, getting up to cost you half of your movement, which is 25, so you only have like 10 feet.
Yeah.
This turn. So you hit it with your flail.
Yep.
Roll me the
Now,
flail damage.
Yep.
That's a little disappointing.
yeah. So that's 8 on it and 4 on the big dude.
Eight points of fire damage to the ooze and 4 to the shield thing.
And let's see.
I'll be right back.
Hey, how many times per rest can I use second wind? It doesn't have a limit on here.
It's 1. It's actually just above in the resources. There's a counter for it.
Oh, okay, cool, thanks.
Yep, basically everything that has unlimited uses will be up there in that section.
I'm also going to use a bonus action to cast magic weapon on Olbrek's weapon.
Ooh. So, Gruthrit reaches over and touches your weapon, and it kind of gives off this. It becomes even shinier than normal, and the sheen kind of goes off of it, and it's now a plus. It's counted as a +1 weapon for the next minute.
Let's see. It's up to an hour.
Oh yeah, as long as he keeps concentration up to an hour, it's considered a +1 spear now.
Yeah, you get +1 to attack rolls and damage rolls.
Yep.
All right. And I still have my regular attack action here.
Yep.
So, and if I'm reading this correctly, I get 2 attacks.
That is correct. You're a level 5 fighter.
Okay, so I am going to take a stab at this ooze thing right in front of me.
Yep. So remember, you can just add it after the fact. You get another +1 to hit and a +1 to the damage roll. 22 definitely hits. Now, when you roll damage on this, I think this is your first time, so in the chat where it says spear, you can just click on it. On the actual box. You see where it says 21, 20, 60 and all that? Where it says spear, if you scroll over it, it turns red, you can just click it and it'll roll the damage.
Gotcha.
No, not in your character sheet, on the actual chat box.
Oh, okay, okay.
So it does 8 points of piercing damage to the slime.
And then let me roll
9
an attack.
because of the +1. And it
Let
is
me
not
roll.
quite dead. Do you want to do a second one?
Yeah.
Alright. Still hits. Like 9 points of damage. That kills that ooze. Now, because you attacked it in melee, though, I do need a charisma saving throw from you, as it dies.
Do you need one from me too? Since I attacked it, or
Yes.
was okay?
Actually, yeah, I forgot about that. You both need to make me a charisma save. Oh,
Motherfucker.
No.
naughty dice number 2. Okay. The toxic form is a DC 12, so Gruthrit passed. Olbrek definitely did not. We go down here and actually make some dice up. His are purple. That's apparently as close to purple as will let me go, which is stupid. Oh, that's a little bit better. And madness for next turn. You get another madness point. Wow, it really likes that one.
Yeah, it does.
Give me a D3 roll. Let's see what Olbrek's doing this turn. He's still laughing again. He thinks this is hilarious.
Yeah, he's just cracking
No,
up
no,
over
he's
there after
a
he's killed this thing.
I
he's a
love a
hobgoblin.
captive.
Well, it wouldn't really count that much for this one.
I'll have a captive audience. It's next. That's just the next bard. But this is ridiculous.
Ah ha ha.
Alright, so you are no longer engaged, Rift, so if you want to try and move some, you can.
Okay.
You have 10 feet.
I want to
With
take
your
both of
limp.
them, please. Thank you. I'm gonna hobble 10 feet over here. So 1 second.
Okay.
No, it's over here.
Then, Lilith, are you staying in contact with this thing?
Well, first she's going to try out her new puppet spell.
Ooh. Alright, so go ahead and cast that. On which one? The ooze?
The ooze, yeah.
DC 15 wisdom save?
Con
No,
save.
con save. It does not pass. You can choose any direction and it moves. I think is its movement or is it 30 feet?
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
It is its movement up to its speed.
Which direction do you want it to go? Straight through the shield.
Right that way, yeah.
Goes slopping right through the shieldy thingy guardian monster. And that would cause it damage, except, you know, it's immune to poison.
Right. But in her style, she makes her hands look like they're holding a marionette puppet.
Oh yeah, and the ooze moves in a very
Twisting it
janky
around
way.
the room.
When it moves, it's like very like jerky and just kind of like flopping around and jerky. Kind of like the what's that? When they introduce that specific like goo into magnetized environment or something like that, it goes like crazy.
Yeah.
It's like that. It's very jerky and weird and kind of like splattering all over, and then it just kind of reforms at the end. With that, you can move now without any real problem. Anything for your bonus action?
She already did the
Oh, that's right.
inspiration.
It was inspiration this turn. That's right. Never mind. So now it's the monster's turn again. Just start quick and easy with the shield guardian attacking Olbrek. That one hits. It takes 11 bludgeoning as it beats him with its fist. I just realized bludgeoning weapon, piercing damage weapon, and Lilith does almost never attacks with her weapon, but I think they do piercing as well.
Yeah, she has swords and darts.
Oh, that'll definitely hit.
I do have a slashing weapon. I rarely ever use it.
Yeah. Alright, here's the reason I asked that. This is actually going to come up now. This ooze was at 21.
It's gone.
It's splitting in half.
Oh,
Just got
yeah.
slashed in half by the shield guardian because they're not friends, and it just went glooping through it. So instead of one large mirrored ooze, you now have 2 small ones.
I don't know that that's necessarily better.
Oh, it didn't attack you twice. That's partially good.
Fair enough.
Mirrored ooze comes glooping this way towards you. And swings.
Albo, watch out for the glappa slap!
Too busy laughing. But an 8's not gonna hit him.
Quit laughing and start smacking!
And the other small one just slops right over his lower half, so his entire, like, everywhere from his knees down is just inside of it now. It's also going to try to pseudopod him. That one's going to hit. He takes another 9 bludgeoning, and I need 2 charisma saves from him.
Oh no. Rip.
And super good. Okay, so you take the 9 bludgeoning and 5 poison, and you gain 1 more point of madness, but you don't gain another actual madness off of it.
1 second.
I think you're up to like 5 madness now.
He's gonna crack.
Alright, and that's back to you guys.
Alright, well, no, that's not what. I keep trying to move my token and it keeps unselecting the torch.
Yeah.
I'll move up here.
One on Olbrek, and another one right beside you there.
Yeah.
He's just cracking up, though, right?
Yeah, he's still laughing his ass off.
I'm gonna try and use the green flame blade to attack it, but not him. Can I do that?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna attack the one next to it and have the splash get it.
Alright, so which one are you attacking? The one that's on him or the other one?
Let's just say the one that's on him.
Alright, so go ahead and swing. $11 hits. Alright, 7. Another, 3 fire?
3 fire on it and 9 fire on the other one.
Oof. There's more fire to the secondary target. That's funny. They both seem to still be up. Move Olbrek back once the turns over people attacking and stuff. So that I can get to the ooze easier. What about you two up there?
Would you like to go, Flynt?
Oh, sure. Lilith's going to unleash some vicious mockery on the giant thingy.
Okay.
Telling him basically she's seen, she's seen shinier statues come standing in the toilet at the Leaky Bitch.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Ouch.
Ouchie. Alright. So that's a, what, charisma save or wisdom save? I can't remember.
Wisdom save.
And it fails that, so it takes the 3 points of psychic damage and has disadvantage on its next attack.
You want some inspiration, Welburd?
Sure.
All right, have one.
Thank you.
Oh, boof.
What?
Double buff.
Apparently, if I already have the thing open and you put it on, I can put a second one on. That's great.
Awesome.
I am now too strong.
Too green, too strong.
Too strong.
Let's see. I'm shooting the shield guard.
Boom.
Damn.
And
Wanna
move
run
here
in
and
and
use my
stab?
reach against the glip.
Okay.
The glap.
Bring it. Hits. Does 9
Double.
damage. Nice.
Double max damage. Then pull back.
Isn't it wonderful having a stupid amount of movement?
It is. Especially in
this
this
is what we
place.
were talking about before, Bast, when I was talking about that alternate rogue or ranger I used. High mobility.
Yeah, that's rad.
Yeah, move around the battlefield quickly.
What's your movement? 50?
50. Because I also have mobile.
Yeah, because the mobile feat gives him plus 10, and then his class gives him plus 10.
Yeah, that's really how Ranger should be.
He actually, his fighting style gives him a plus 2 damage as long as he moves 10 feet before he makes an attack. Alright, so that's those three. Olbrek can't act, but he can move and make reaction, or make bonus action still.
Also, if I attack a creature, I don't even have to hit them. They can't attack of opportunity me.
Yeah, that's the mobile feat.
Yes.
I don't know if you have anything that you can use as a bonus action right now, though.
Yeah, I mean, theoretically, I guess I could set for a charge from the big thing, but then the ooze is in the way, so that's not going to be useful at all. So I'm just going to sit there, and I'm not going to move either.
Alright, so you just kind of back out of the inside of the ooze right to there. Makes good. That's good.
I keep laughing.
Alright, so it's their turn again. This wee little ooze that's barely alive is going to try and pseudopod Gruthrit.
Bad touch.
Bad
11
touch.
is not going to do it.
Bad touch. Bad touch.
Now the shield monster. Try and punch you! Well, that hits. 15 bludgeoning.
Ouch.
I'm down again.
Rip.
Yeah, it just kind of backhands you into the ground. You don't take any more lingering injuries, you're just downed.
Ah, shit.
My thing isn't cooperating. There we go.
Hey.
And since that leaves it with no other viable target, I don't believe it has reach on its attacks, no. It's gonna smash this ooze, which I know it can't even miss. Like it can miss if it rolls a 1. That's literally it. So it crushes the ooze into nothingness.
Hooray.
And then stomps forward. That's your guys. It's back to you guys now. And Wolbrook's not insane right now.
I'll do my attack first. That's alright.
Okay.
Move. Shoot.
Nice.
Oh boy.
Excellent.
Not
I
bad.
moved it to it too.
14.
Yep, and then going to use my reach bayonet.
Oh, wait, do I have to make my death save now?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll roll that
Inspiration.
on that.
Almost a 1.
Oof.
Oh, no.
D8, bud.
Yep, it's a D8.
20.
That'll hit.
Sick. And there.
And skidoo out. Alright. Who wants to do stuff next?
Olbrek is going to attack this thing.
Okie doke. Alright, now you can try, if you want to use your D8 inspiration, that'll give you somewhere between +1 and 8 to that attack roll.
Yeah, I'll go for it.
Not quite enough.
Ah, shit. Oh well. I'll do my second attack then.
Yep. Ah.
This is the one I should have done it on. Oh well.
Now, you can also now use, because you're not crazy for a turn finally, you can go ahead and use your action surge if you wish to, which means you get an additional action on your turn. This is a one-use thing until you rest again. And then if you do to make an attack, you can make 2 more attacks.
Yeah, you know what? Let's go for it.
Just lay into the thing. That one hits.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, big damage.
One more. Hits.
Oh, yeah. Ooh.
Olbrek's
And
going
that's-
fucking nuts now that this thing has killed his buddy twice.
Yeah, that's one-handed. Olbrek is a brutal one-handed spearman. Alright, it's still up though. What's up with Lilith? But you've burned your inspiration.
Yeah. Let's see. Lilith is going to cast another dissonant whisper on the big guy.
Okay. Stats. D15 wisdom save. Fails. So it moves down this way until it collides with the wall.
Yeah.
20 points of psychic though. That's sufficient.
Yeah.
Alright. And if you want to inspire, Olbrek doesn't have one anymore.
Yes.
Neither does
I will
Welburd.
give Olbrek another inspiration.
Alright. And all for you guys?
She's going to actually. I'm also going to have Lilith run down behind Gruthrit.
Okay.
Hang on, I'm gonna move real fast here.
Hold on, I think there's something wrong with my sheet.
Eh?
I think my armor class is incorrect.
Might be. That happens sometimes.
Because
But
right
yeah,
now,
good news.
Oh, hey, also, have I used my bonus action for this turn?
Yeah, no, actually, because action surge doesn't take an action.
Okay, then I'm gonna use my bonus action to set for a charge for the golem.
Okay.
I believe it's at least 20 feet away from me.
so I don't know what my actual AC is because it says my AC is 11.
Yeah, it's
That's all
sometimes
right.
it just donks up for some reason. It changes it. There, that's your actual AC.
My token disappeared.
Okay.
Oh,
I can see it.
I see you.
It's right above Gruthrit.
there anything right there?
I don't see it.
Huh.
Huh.
Hit a refresh?
That is really weird. Yeah, I've never seen a single token disappear and not everything else. So you're set for a charge. Let's see. What exactly does that do? It's been a while since I actually looked at Shield Master. Or not Shield Master, Spear Master. Set for a charge. Choose a creature. It's at least 20 feet. If it moves into your reach, you can immediately make a melee attack with your spear as a reaction. And deal an additional 1d8 piercing damage. Nice! Alright, so it is now its turn. I think that's everybody done everything that they could do. It's going to do exactly that, because that is its only course of action at this point. So it comes marching up to you. You can use your reaction to attack it.
Alright.
You should probably bring that inspiration.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
There you go.
That do it?
Yeah.
There you go.
The other thing you can also do, because you're a hobgoblin, is you can do Saving Face, which is whenever you would fail any ability check saving throw or attack roll, you can gain a bonus to the roll equal to the number of allies you can currently see once per rest. And you can, there's 3 allies here, so you can just be like, +3. You don't have to use that, you hit with that alone.
Yeah, I'll save that.
You do 9 plus an additional d8. Ooh, 17.
Yeah.
That's that, so now it can attack. It's still up. That definitely hits, so take 11 bludgeoning damage. Olbrek, as it punches you.
Pawn.
And it swings with its sword arm.
I am
Which
down
has
to
managed
3
not to hit
HP right
once.
now.
Body blow.
And that'll do
Body
it, because
blow.
your AC is 18, I believe. It finally gets you with the sword arm and does 6 slashing damage. Puts you down below 0.
Well,
So you drop. You're not dead, but you are in the process of dying. So let's see what your lingering injury will be. You don't have karma to affect it. This could be a bad time.
Oh no.
Your ribs are broken.
man. I mean, it could have been worse, though.
Yeah, so just kind of somewhere in your notes, somewhere on their page, somewhere, just write down broken ribs for now. And what that means is, where is it? Broken ribs. Same effect as internal injury, which is whenever you attempt an action in combat, you have to make a DC 15. Normally this one's DC 10. You have to make a DC 10 con save every time you want to make an action in combat. On a failed save, you lose your action and can't use reactions.
Fuck.
Basically, you're too heavily injured to really do much actively until you get it fixed.
Well, that's where the reward's going into.
Gotta get that injury fixed. Alright. That's that. So the monster's done. So it's now Lilith and Welburd.
And death saves for the both of us.
Yes.
Good
Will
luck.
Gruthrit be the next to fall?
Death save is just D20, right? No constitution bonus?
Yeah, there's also a button on the character sheet you can just click.
Ah, there you
that's
go.
That's
That's a
a
pass.
success.
Yay.
Oof.
That's a fail for Olbrek. And there are little checkboxes you can mark on the character sheet. Alright, so what are you two doing?
What do you think, Flynt? Any big plans?
Well, just gonna do Dissonant Whisper again.
I think I'll probably
Dial
want to
it
do
up.
my skirmish stab first before you do that, so I'm still in
That's
range.
what I figured. That's what I was gonna say. I don't want to
Yeah.
run away while you.
Do you gonna rush it? Yeah, shoot it first then, okay.
Yes. Oof, 11.
That is not gonna hit.
Yeah, unfortunately.
It bounces off of his shoulder pit lead.
$16?
That misses as well.
Shit.
Do you have inspiration? Oh, you already used
Nope.
it. Alright. Do you rush in and it's like, tink? Fuck.
Get back, Lily, it's on you next!
Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
Sorry, just a second. Alright.
Do you have any more inspiration left, Flynt?
No.
Ah, fair enough.
4, I believe, yeah. 12, 19 points of psychic damage.
There we go.
And as the thing turns to try and move away because of the dissonant whisper, it just kind of crumbles into pieces.
I think I need to lead with that more.
Well, alright. Let's get our friends up before they bleed out.
Stabilize.
Yes, please.
I'll work on elbow.
And Lilith will give some potion and Gruthrit.
You don't even have to use a potion, you can just use a medicine check.
You could use a medicine check.
Oh,
Don't waste the money.
I'm not owing people money.
Yeah.
Ah, that's a 10.
Alright, so you're both just using medicine? I don't think either of them have healer's kits, so yeah.
So do I have to make a
Nah.
death save?
Give me a second. Okay, I'm bringing up the rules for this because it's been a bit.
I cannot call the ground.
10 and a 3. Oh, oof.
Yep.
Yeah, you both need to roll me a death save.
Sure you don't want that poison? Or that potion?
There you go.
Oh, Gruthrit's 2 and 2.
Am I up again? Is that 10 good enough, or am I still making a
Not good
death
enough. You
save?
need to make a death save. It's another failure.
Rip.
So it's 2 and 0 and 2 and 2. Oh boy.
You can
Well-
give the potion to him.
I'd give him my potion, but I'm feeling a little greedy.
Oh,
Because you're
man.
cursed.
I'm sorry, it's a curse.
It only
Yeah.
requires you to try to steal and hoard. You don't have to necessarily have a potion. It's up to you.
I thought we were veteran
You could
buddies.
also just give him the potion and steal his money while he's unconscious.
Yeah, that sounds good. I'll take my my upfront payment since I'm sure he doesn't have enough money for it.
Well,
Yeah, I've
let's
got
see.
34 gold here.
You'll
He's
still
got
owe me
34
some.
gold.
This will be your advance payment.
Yes, we take the 34 gold off of him. And give him the potion.
There you go. Have 7. Maybe he'll even charge you less because of old bonds. You see, maybe this will be all he'll charge you.
Is
God
Lilith gonna try a
damn, it
medicine
feels like I
again?
got kicked by a horse. These goddamn dwarves.
It's up
The
to
question
you.
is, Lilith, what do you do over Gruthrit's dying body?
Welburd will just lean down while he's on the floor and whisper into his ear, "You owe me money."
God.
Can I try to roll medicine to stabilize Gruthrit?
One
Try.
person can. It's up to you guys who does it.
I have a 2 wisdom bonus to medicine. Anybody got more wisdom?
Yeah, see, Lilith
I
rolling
had 3.
medicine is no good because she's got a 0 on it.
I got
Yeah.
3. Do you trust me, Rift?
You're
I don't
busy.
think it's a matter of whether he trusts you or not.
Welburd can't do it. He already gave
Can't
force-fed a
really
potion.
trust you or not. Yeah, he's unconscious. Lilith
Yeah.
will go ahead and give him the potion.
Okay.
Damn it.
You wanted to die.
I wanted to get a new character.
Do you
Oh.
really?
If you don't want her to give it to you, I
can
don't
auto-fail.
think Flynt has a problem with it for reasons.
I mean, it's up to you, but, you know. I kind of want to play something else.
Well, here's the thing, Rift. How many bad karma do you have?
Oh, I have 2.
I think I'll just cash those in.
Sure, whatever.
Lilith, I think you might have something to do.
I think this is literally the first time you've cashed in bad karma.
All that way for a crown and only to lose it in a pile of goo. Did
But
he
hey,
really?
you guys have to live with the greed curses.
Well, that's not much
And
different than how I
broken
normally work.
ribs.
No, it's not much different for you.
Sure, I could live a normal life with that.
Okay. So Lilith completes her goal of taunting a dead ally.
Awesome.
So I
You can
did
see
accomplish
why
something.
you can see why I was hesitating to actually do the potion.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, Lilith manages to taunt a dying ally, thusly gaining 1,000 experience, and completing one of her 5 goals. One of her goals, rather. I don't know if she actually has 5 or not. And you all gain experience. I will be splitting it 4 ways still, even though, you know, one of you died. Because you didn't actually die during the fight.
Okay.
That's just, like, weird math. Let's see, the Guardian. I will give you your experience real quick. Where's your experience now? Oh, wow. And two mirrored oozes. It's really a pity there were no actual spellcasters in this. Just shoot
I mean-
bolts of stuff at them.
Aside
Yes.
from me, but, you know. Would it have been reflected?
I
They
bet.
have reflective carapace.
I knew it.
So you each gain 950 experience. Yeah, the mirrored oozes and the shield guardian, because it was all mirrored, have reflective carapace. Anytime they're targeted by magic missile or any line spell, or a spell that requires a ranged attack roll, roll a d6. On a 1 to 5, they're unaffected. On a 6, it bounces back and hits the caster. With that, one sec, I will clear out some of this debris.
But hey, you want to know the best part? Now I get to watch everybody fight over my dead corpse, and it's loot.
Yes.
Fine! I'm the fastest! And I already called the crown.
Live by the greed, die by the greed, cackle by the greed.
And yes, the other plus side for you guys because you did actually do something correct, you actually cracked the safe without breaking it, like trying to force your way into it. So these didn't activate. Weird floating swords.
Yay.
Oh, great, we didn't get fucked by one thing in this entire dungeon.
Learning quickly.
So what do we think about those handprints on the ceiling? Anyone?
Mine! Mine! He's rooting through his corpse.
Loot the corpse, he says.
I take everything.
Let's see what Gruthrit has to be taken / fought over.
Flail.
Two of you are greedy. You need
Pistol.
it. He has 79 gold, a shield, a flail, a pistol with a holster, a breastplate, an unholy symbol of Mammon, a bottle of common wine, that poker, the hot poker thing, and the crown of Mammon.
I want the pistol, I want the crown, and I want the gold. For a lot of
79
those
gold.
other things, a lot of those other things I won't necessarily be able to make use of.
Also, there's 3 points of ammunition and 2 points of adventuring gear on his body. You can only fill up to your max, though.
Yeah, I can't carry any of those.
I'll take an adventuring gear and interested in the poker since Welburd is already getting the gun.
Welburd
I'm
tried
going
to
to delete
steal
this
my.
stuff as I go so that I can keep track of who took what. Welburd took the gun, the gold, and the crown.
Welburd gets near my one remaining good karma, and it just evaporates.
I guess I'll take the breastplate.
Okay, breastplates are worth money. There's also a flail, a shield, an unholy symbol, a common wine bottle, and the poker still. I think Lilith wants the poker.
Lilith wants the poker. She'll take the wine bottle too.
So yeah, you have the Rod of Branding, as the poker is actually named. And you're going to take the wine.
Yeah.
Olbrek will take the shield and the flail too.
Alright.
I'll take the unholy symbol.
Alright, so Welburd takes the last thing. Maybe he's feeling a calling.
Maybe.
With the crown and everything, he's like, oh, greed, greed, greed. Maybe this is a god I can get behind.
Yeah!
Yeah.
How much the Rod of Branding weigh?
The Rod of Branding, it's a mace.
I kind of have the feeling I want to play it off as like Welburd's counting all the coins when Lilith takes that.
So it has the exact weight of a mace. I don't know exactly how much that is off the top of my head. There was also a single point of adventuring gear left if Olbrek wants to fill up. I'm pretty sure he burned some.
I burned one. I don't know why the second one got used.
No, I mean, Lilith took that.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Asking
yeah,
if Olbrek
yeah.
wants to take another point.
I think I took the last point, the 1 point of adventuring gear that was left.
Okay. So that is the looted corpse of Gruthrit. Now, next question is, well, before that, I actually get to the next question. The floor ripples beneath you, and you all descend into it at a moment of dread.
Is this
Before
about to be
you're-
a total party kill?
As you're all ejected out the other side,
I knew it!
out of the other
Oh,
meal.
god damn it.
The corpse
Hey,
did!
it looks like that orb's got one beam going into it from somewhere.
So that's where that went. Don't go out that way, boys.
So does this mean that we're gonna have to turn on another mirror?
I wonder.
Shit.
But perhaps you've made some progress towards something.
Something. Well, let's check the door to the left first, see if that even opens. If it doesn't open, then we know that we're finished here. And it might have to be the next group to come in that activates
You are
later.
finished here.
Okay.
You all make your way to the exit. And
We'll have-
with gladness in your heart, leave this place behind. Are you leaving the corpse of Gruthrit behind?
Have Olbo carry it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Olbrek will take the body of a fallen comrade back to town to get buried proper.
Yeah, the Kenku will want to go over it body one more time.
Yeah,
Alright.
make sure you didn't leave anything.
I'm sure he could sell his organ.
Alright, so you all head off out of the dungeon. Report back to the Reeve. You received the rest of your 40 gold each.
40?
Okay. It was 50 then you got 10 up front.
No
You
increase
get
in
another
pay?
40. You didn't bring anything back.
Yeah, we kind of couldn't. We kind of just sunk through the floor before we could.
Yeah, mirrors. Mirrors is what we have to describe.
Yeah.
Well, the orb seems to be the most important factor. The one that will stand out to him the most.
What was the final reward for this?
Another 40 gold.
So you should have 40 gold now. Because I took the other gold.
Yeah, you little bastard.
You'll never know.
I guess
know
I'll
that his
hawk
gold's gone.
that breastplate and shield. Unless the breastplate's better than my chainmail.
Breastplate is medium.
Alright, well that's going in the pawn shop then, or whatever it is.
Yep, that's what you'll do next time. I hope you guys had fun. That'll be it for this session.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty rad.
Another body falls in the Ashwell Keep.
Rest in peace.
Rest in pieces.
It's fun playing with you, Bast. It's nice to meet you.
Rest in you.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah,
Good to-
it's fun.
good to play with you.
Hopefully I'll tag in again with Olbrek sometime, although he might be kind of super fucked up if I can't heal his broken ribs.
Oh yeah, you just have to make a trip to the temple.
Yeah, that's not.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure if
And
I have
pay.
enough money, though. I think it costs 50.
But
Oh,
you might have
That's
to.
okay. He can always rob a store before that.
That's true.
Yeah. Or sell his stuff.
Since you all have to, except for Lilith.
So, what happens to all the coins I got in my pack?
Yes, that was a good session. I'm glad you guys had fun. I was really looking forward to session 6. That was
Yay.
episode 6, Reflections. Ashwell.
What happened to all the coins in my pack? The ones I got from the room.
They're garbage.
Are they bits and bobs?
Man.
Told you.
They're gilded coins.
Ah.
How many pounds
I
are
mean,
those
I guess-
coins?
Fake.
I could sell it to the Kenku.
You could give it to the Kenku, and they could use it to rip people off.
You
Yeah, that's
basically,
true.
effectively, you have a sack of bits and bobs.
Okay. So, that's 3 sacks
Yeah.
of bits and bobs.
Not a bag, a sack.
Oh?
Like, the
How heavy
bags
is
are
that?
like a pound. This is like 10.
They're only going to buy it for you for the cost of a bag, though.
Well, to them, they're shiny. That's all that matters.
Yeah,
But also,
but they also want to rip him off.
absolutely. They've been ripping you guys off the whole time.
But I have the crown now. They shall serve me!
How is that going to play out?
Yeah.
We'll find out.
I don't know. We don't know.
Ara.
Lilith might go over there and rat him out.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we
Snitches get stitches.
that was a fun session. I'm glad you guys had fun. Does anybody want to just like share what your opinions of this session were compared to the last ones you've been in and stuff?
This is interesting.
It was a lot of fun. It
This is
only
good.
sucks that
I
puzzles.
like the puzzles.
It only sucks that I haven't been feeling too well. I missed the medal.
I was way more ready to do a joke for Welburd dying than I was for Gruthrit.
Of course. But Welburd's a sneaky little bastard and gets away from everything.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I've pretty much come to the acceptance that the only way I'm going to kill Welburd is with a trap.
If I don't see it.
Yeah, because that's the only thing that are going to catch him off guard.
Mhm.
He won't just run away from.
Yeah, I kind of fucked up in a huge way at the beginning of the dungeon by stumbling into a lot of really dumb traps and taking dex damage from some
Yeah.
failed rolls.
Well, that's the character's downfall, is that he has a crap dex. It's his only really bad stat. Which is why I gave him heavy armor specifically, because if you have medium armor, your dexterity counters into it, so it would actually reduce your armor class.
Yeah, I mean, he's a monster with a spear, though. Once you get him actually into combat and, like, people are moving around and moving in and out of his range, and he can do, like, you know, the set, he's a fucking monster.
Oh yeah, because you can set for the charge and just stab away. Yeah, Olbrek is very good. This was just the perfect storm of bad news for him because of the madnesses.
Yeah. He's got,
And
like,
monsters
what,
that could-
5 madness now, I think?
Yeah, he's got 5 madness now.
You know, surprisingly enough, with everything that happened today, I got pretty close to breaking even, even after all my expenditures. I
Nice.
spent more than 75%.
How much did you spend? Jesus.
Well, out of spending, just spending, not like the stuff I had sold, I spent like 250.
Yeah. And make sure to write down those items you ordered. You'll have them
Yeah,
by
I have it down.
your next session. You don't even have to go pick them up. They're something you get.
Awesome.
You just don't get them at the beginning of the session.
Yeah, they'll
Yep.
be delivered to your comfortable lodgings.
Mm-hmm.
Rich lodgings, even.
Also,
Those
remember, 3 whores banged?
Yep.
Yeah.
Alright, so, with that all done, I think we'll get into the outro. But yes, for all of you that have been listening, this has been Into the Ashwell Episode 6, Reflections. This is our 6-month point at this time. We've been doing this for 6 sessions, 6 months. I'm hoping to continue doing it for another 6, and hopefully we'll have another big, crazy episode at 12. If you're interested in being involved, there's stuff down in the description for how you can contact me through Twitter or via Discord. Until then, we'll see you when you delve next. Bye.
Later.
Bye!
See ya.
Ah.